No, it's like I think that this should be the guest chair because like it puts the guest in the middle, so it's like the center. Because when they're off here, like Xenon, he just kind of like was there. He was vocally he was in the episode, but he was just kind of like
he was emotionally out of the episode.
Yeah, but when he's there, he's like in the shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's in the middle.
He feels more like a part of it because I'm like, what's up, Xenon? Obviously, I'm not gonna touch Deven, but like if Xenon was here, I'd have been like, what's up, Xenon? Like, that's my homeboy.
Exactly.
We used to have these philosophical conversations back when I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
So.
Back when we were in the womb. Went crazy.
Me and Xenon go back, as one would say, back like the seats in the Cadillac.
True.
But welcome to today's episode of the JWP podcast. Today I'm joined with Deven. And Tyler has come back for us for one episode today.
Yeah, this is my trial run. Y'all hated me in the award show. Y'all didn't vote for me for shit. So I had to take some time off. I had to find me space, you know?
Yeah,
I had to find myself.
You had to go on a spiritual journey.
Yeah. I went to like Nepal,
the
Tanzania,
Taj Mahal.
What's another place? Mongolia. Like I went to some places. I found myself. This is a trial run. Let me know what you think.
Do you wish you would have went to Mexico with us to visit Carlos?
I wish I would have. I didn't know y'all were going until I saw the episode. I was like,
yeah.
I was mad.
It was kind of, as everything we do, last second.
It was very last second, yeah.
Yeah. We were just like, oh, Carlos hit us up and was like, come through real quick. And we're like, all right.
Like
I said before, we can't get into the details of why, but like, we had to come through because he's our boy.
I had exams anyways. It was tough. It was a string there.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, I feel like I'm saying it too much anymore at this point. But at this point, we did. Me and Tyler just was it 2 days ago or something? We went to go see Trash Taste live.
Yeah.
We saw them on tour.
It was something light.
Overrated as fuck.
I mean, like, are we saying Jowp Live wouldn't do the same thing?
I'm just saying we had the prep time and the staff. I'm just saying,
give us prep time and their sub count and their fan base. I'm saying we do the same numbers.
I'm saying at least.
For sure. Also make us as entertaining as them?
Yeah. Also, purposely not sell 50 seats. Lottery system. First come, first serve. You wait outside. Money. Easy money.
Oh.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
That's too easy, man. Come on, man. That's too easy. Nah, this is something like.
No, but you want to talk about the show? I don't know if we're allowed to. I don't. They said they don't want us to talk about it.
Yeah, I probably won't. I mean, don't talk about like the specifics, but it.
We can
talk about like our because you've now been to 2 live shows with them, so we can kind of talk about like the similarities.
I guess, yeah.
You've been to 2?
Yeah, the one at AX.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the difference there is the one at AX was a panel, right? So they were just kind of talking, right? They were just, I don't even know what like.
Well, it was more so like a panel / live show. Like it was actually like a live podcast episode.
Yeah,
they said it was gonna be.
They were just talking.
Yeah,
they're just shooting shit.
Yeah. And then this one upcoming here on their tour, it was actually like a themed thing. Like they weren't just like, oh, let's just get up and record an episode for however many dates are on there. I don't know how many cities they went to.
20,000, yeah.
No, like how many
20,000
cities?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Give or take.
Like how something like
I guess.
however many they went to. So they just like did like a game show.
Yeah, it was like a game show. Each one of the 3 boys, they hosted a specific show, and it was pretty fun actually.
Who was like played in games? Like was it the boys that played the game, or
so
like the audience?
So it was
played?
the boys and the audience.
Oh, okay.
So like the first, I don't want to get.
Yeah, we don't get.
Yeah, don't get into the
like,
games.
It was a lot of like audience versus the boys.
Really? Okay.
See how that went.
That'll be fun.
It's pretty fun.
That sounds fun.
They did say that they recorded some of them because they were gonna upload some of them, and I'm hoping since we're a major city and
they did say it was the biggest.
If we were the biggest crowd, I feel like we gotta be uploaded because they said some of them are gonna be uploaded. I feel like LA for sure is gonna get uploaded, and then I think we're right there. We were the biggest crowd. We were very loud. We have some funny moments. I think.
The camera zooms in on Tyler's face. Like, look at this bozo laughing.
That's like Joey was like, I know there's some virgins in the crowd.
Bozo cam.
Yeah, I was like my hints I had on. I was like, oh, you got me.
How would you feel if there was a bozo cam and then it just like zoomed in?
I'd actually be hyped. I'd be like,
let's go. You're like, sure.
No, like if Jowp did do a tour like that, absolutely. Yeah.
Bozo.
Like I know there's some virgin in the crowd. Cameraman pan someone randomly and zoom in on them.
He's looking at camera was like,
it's like the key appeal skit. He's like, we're like, nah, bro.
nah, where are you going?
You gotta have him like the jumbotron behind us too, so there's like
yeah, follow him. Don't let him escape.
It's like Murray just like running out. It's like,
bro, those cameras be fast. They be running. They're like.
Have you seen the commercial with Usain Bolt, or it's like the camera, or it's not Usain Bolt, but it was like the track one. It was like a Gatorade commercial, and the camera was like, and I was like, what? What's he doing? He's like, I'm just recording. Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me.
no.
Yeah, cameramans are insane.
Yeah, Murray went crazy.
But I did, because we were like front row. All right, in classic Jowp fashion, we didn't, or one of us didn't like actually get the seat they paid for.
Yeah.
Or
one of us didn't pay for a seat.
Oh. Yeah, I'd say probably it wasn't even paid for anyways. But like one of us didn't. One of us sat somewhere they weren't supposed to. I guess we should say classic, just like how we did in AX.
Jowp faction. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. We it's not a scam, right? If it's open, it's open. We take what's given.
Yeah, we take those.
Yeah, so we were just like, yeah, because like the first row, I think maybe the first 2 rows were VIP, and it was RNG for the most part. You kind of just randomly gives you a seat. And I saw the first row. There was like 4 empty spots, and I was like, "That's crazy. If no one bought it, Tyler just move up here real quick." And
I did.
It was too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the guy, because there was a seat right next to Gabe that was empty, and the guy that was supposed to be in that seat was in like the front row in the orchestra section.
In the pit, yeah.
In the pit.
How do you know it was like his seat?
Because the security came up and told him to leave, and then he like and then went to my seat, and I was like, "That's crazy." So then I moved like 2 seats or 4 seats over.
Yeah, he originally was down in the pit because he was like, he sat next to me and he was like, I was gonna sit there, but I saw this baddie in the pit, so I was trying to shoot my shot, and I was like, do you,
respect,
bro?
Respect,
yeah, he's like, went in there, shot his shot there, and I was like, I guess he's gonna be gone then. He's just gonna stay in the pit forever, right? Yeah. And eventually, security guard's like, hey yo, not your seat, bro. Go.
She didn't even want you, bro.
Yeah,
she doesn't even.
He was mad too. He was like, I swear, I was about to pull her too.
He put his hand on his shoulder,
bro, you're an anime fan.
Stop.
It's cap.
He was actually pretty cool though. I think he could have pulled her. He seemed like he had some game.
He had some riz.
Yeah. He was a Mexican. You know Mexicans are. They got riz.
Yeah. Except for like Eduardo.
Well, yeah.
And Eggers.
I would say he's more like Venezuelan, but Mexican, I guess.
Yeah. Spaniard. Something.
Some light.
Son.
No, but it was a good show. I ended up talking to the guy next to me, and he's like a Destiny player. And he was like going on about Destiny, and I was like, I should have talked to you.
Yeah, crazy. You play a shit game.
There's about three games that if people play, their life kind of probably sucks. Destiny, League, Genshin.
True. Valid. All valid.
You play those 3. I don't know what you're doing with your life. Man.
Exactly.
I don't even think you know what you're doing with your life.
Yeah.
Not really sorry if you play any of those 3 games. You know what's wrong with you. Especially League players. They're pretty open and understanding their life isn't very good.
Yeah, your life sucks.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm glad I never got into any of those games.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was talking to because we were in line because Gabe had the VIP ticket, so then he got to go early for the Q&A or whatever. And I was in like the normie line, the peasant line. And I was talking to the guys behind me, and these 2 guys tried to cut me, and like we talked about in the AX the episode. I think we talked about this. Like, it was the philosophy in the line is like, as long as you don't cut me, like I don't care where the fuck you are. So then I was like, hey homie, just like skedaddle behind me. And they're like, all right, for sure. And they got behind me. It was pretty nice. But like that happened like 3 times. I was like, just go behind me. Like,
don't cut me.
But
cut this guy behind me.
Yeah, like,
yeah, because I guarantee you, he's an anime fan. He's not gonna confront you.
No, I will.
He'll be like, hey, stop.
I'm not an anime fan. I'll confront you. I'm a trash taste enjoyer.
There was one guy that got cut. Like a couple people in front of me. He was like that one guy AX that was like, you need to go on the back of the line.
Who's that make me?
And then I let him go behind me, and then he was just like, I swear it must have been the same guy. Like they were brothers or something. Because remember they were staring at us at AX because we acquired our spots.
Yeah.
And he did not quite like that. He's like, I've been here since 5 a.m. You gotta be here since 5 a.m.
Like I understand the sentiment, right?
I get it. He woke up early. He didn't.
That's a skill difference.
But like, it's a skill difference. You didn't have to wake up that early. If like you can just like get in front of someone.
After day 1, we knew we could show up 30 minutes early and still get a good spot. So
yeah, people.
Because day 1 we got there like 7 or something like that. We got there really early day 1.
No, day 1 we got there late actually because we thought they opened like 30 minutes after they did. So we got there right at open, but we were just like, oh, easy money.
Everyone have their different metas. Some people like to wake up early. Y'all chose the cheat meta just to cut.
It works.
I'm a bag chaser.
It works.
Different metas.
Sounds like a line diff, honestly.
Line diff?
Just on them.
True.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like sitting in line for 5 a.m. probably how long they waited for.
There was one guy that I was talking to in line for something else inside, and he was like, yeah, I've been here since like 3:30. And there was also people that they left at like 11 p.m. and they slept on the street. And then they like...
They're homeless?
No, they slept there so they can get a good spot in line.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it whatsoever.
Well, they wanted to go to like the fucking Lolicon panel or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know that some people got in really early because they did the After Dark stuff, and the After Dark stuff would go till like 2 a.m. And then like, we're already here. Might as well just stay. Yeah. Like I know this one dude, he was, I don't know where me and Eddie saw him at, somewhere in AX. He was like, yeah, I'll just like, after dark club thing they did, I can't remember what it was. I think it was a cosplay show or something. They had stripper pools though. So yeah, they were doing that. And he was like, after that, it was like 2 a.m. and I was just like, I'm not leaving. So I just went into the bathroom and just went to sleep. And the next morning I woke up and I was already in the convention.
That's smart.
That's crazy.
That's smart.
Crazy. That's insane. After I think about it, they didn't check the
if he gets caught, my bad, I fell asleep.
I fell asleep.
You
fell asleep during the shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a good shit.
Oh my god,
he saw the energy. He was like, ah. He's like,
there's no shit in the toilet.
That's just bathroom diff, bro. I don't know what you want to do about it.
That's toilet diff, honestly.
No, I just don't think they would think to check it because After Dark, they're not really checking the convention. They're checking like the halls where the events are at.
Yeah, like the exhibit halls.
So I think he just like was like, I'm gonna dip out real quick, go to this restroom, easy money. Check it.
Bring me my money.
Different metas.
They're always metas to conventions. I think definitely AX2. They're gonna patch a lot of these glitches we use here.
Oh, I like that wall glitch we had right there.
Yeah, they patched that one. They patched that one
like quick. They were like instantly patched that wall glitch. Just like, oh my god, bro. You just want us to struggle. At that point, there was no harm in the wall glitch.
Only thing it did, it was honestly a skill diff, right? Because it's like other people had to wait for like slow.
No, I'd rather wait 30 minutes in this line. It's like, okay, but you can just like get out of here.
Just get in here.
It's like.
He started playing Mario 64. They're backward jumping.
I mean, I even had the same issue with the trash taste one. It's like I don't understand why people struggle to walk out of a door. It's
a door. Just leave.
It's not like everyone proceeds to be so slow leaving. Like, don't look, go, bro. Like, that's the I'm like, why would you stop in front of the door and be like, let me check both ways? It's not a road, bro. You're still inside.
Okay, I remember one time, I think it was the trash chase one. We got to like the back of the hall. That's where like the group of people are, because that's where the exits are. And this one guy was like, "Where's the exit?" I'm like, follow the fucking line. You think they were going to the fucking bathroom right now?
Not only that, there's like neon signs that say exit.
This guy's like, yo, you know where the exit's at? And I'm like,
just the second
that way. I think I did tell him just to leave the way he came, and he was like, I bet.
That's weird.
One less person. I get one more person.
It was as if like when the panel ended, all their like brain functionality just depleted. They're like, where, babe?
Yeah, let's be real. They were in a trash chase panel. They didn't have much to be.
It's a trash chase panel. It's the boys.
It's the boys. But Connor is a monkey, and monkey see it, monkey do. I'm just saying.
It would have been funny if Connor was like, "Are there any other fellow monkeys in the crowd?" And the camera went to me.
Monkey cam.
I'm like, that's crazy.
Everyone was in Deven at his house. He's like sitting there playing Overwatch. It's like just
I'm like that one meme. I'm like, hey, that's me.
He's like, how the fuck you get my house?
I'm like, bruh.
Connor did have to wear a banana suit. That shit was kind of funny though.
He did what?
It was like a punishment, and he had to wear a banana suit. That was funny. Because he was like banana.
I think he had to do that on one of the After Dark streams.
Probably.
So remember he dressed up. Oh no, I think he was a monkey. No, they were. He was a monkey and Garnt was a clown.
Yeah. Oh, that was for the charity stream.
Yeah. Oh, Joey's a banana. I remember.
True. Yeah. It was a different banana though.
Yeah. I'm just saying, when we blow up, we gotta do America's tour. I'm just saying. Yeah, oh, the guys behind me were talking about like, what if they did like a Europe tour? How popular do you think it'd be? I said I don't think it would be as popular. I don't think.
I think they would know their demographics. I think they do know their demographics, and assuming they didn't do a Europe tour, I think they probably know
America of all places.
Well, they said they want to start off in America because that's where their biggest fan base is. So they want to start off the tour with a bang just to see how big it could be.
But apparently they had trouble. The guys behind me were talking about they had trouble with Toronto. Like, was something about like the passports and getting like the whole staff in and stuff. They had a lot of trouble getting because they had a Toronto show, and it was trouble. And I was like, well, if they're having trouble with Canada, like, Europe, you're only gonna hit 1 or 2 cities per country, and then you're gonna go to the next country. Are you gonna have troubles with that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot more work that you'd have to do. Whereas America, you just go state to state. It's not a big deal.
Exist in our country.
Yeah.
Weird. They did call it the U.S. tour, and then went to Canada for one day.
Yeah, they did. That was a bit strange.
Yeah, but like Japan education or whatever, EU education.
EU education. Always everyone talking about America. I know where America.
Like, hey, I'm in America. I'm like, you're not.
You tell me to find like Cohogger Island, I couldn't tell you. But like, you tell me to find Canada, I'm like, that's Canada, that's America. I'm just saying, man.
Dude, that's like, I don't like. Have you seen the TikTok trends of like the dude who goes up to girls on the streets and asks them like questions, and they ask like the dumbest answers? I'm like, these are scripted because some of the questions are like such basic knowledge that I refuse to accept any person above the age of 11 can't answer it. Like, you're like, name 3 countries. Ooh, that's tough. No, it's not. Everyone knows Canada and Mexico at least.
Dude, you got the cum zone: Canada, U.S., Mexico.
I was like, what are you on about?
No, it's
the cum zone. Well, I've actually
like Paris, Germany. You're telling me you don't know Germany or Russia? Come on, dude.
Well, Ukraine even, because it's so big in the news.
Well, I heard that's actually fake. Like, not scripted, but like he'll ask him a question like, "Hey, what's the biggest country?"
Yeah, some of those are. Yeah.
Like that one guy on TikTok came forward, and it was like, who do you think would be like the capital of Europe? And he was like, probably Russia. And he's like, I didn't say Russia, I said like Germany or some shit.
Yeah,
because he's saying what that guy's saying was that he asked him a different question.
Yeah, he asked him a different question. They'll ask him a different question and then cut it for like a similar make almost response. Yeah. So a lot of people do that to like, I'm like, oh wow, this guy's dumb, and then get like a bunch of views.
Like I saw one that was like, who's the last who's like the 41st president or something, and it was like George Washington. And it's like, okay, no one actually said George.
Yeah, no one would actually.
I think hear me out.
That's why, like, I feel like if you're gonna fake your videos, make it more believable than that. Like, no one's realistic. I mean, I guess there are a lot of people who are stupid and they'll believe anything they see on the internet. Yeah. But most critical thinkers are gonna be like, I think he genuinely believes the 16th president is George Washington.
Maybe
he genuinely believes that.
Yeah, but there are like, I do like those videos, but only like when they're on a podcast, because like that's when it's like not really edited. Because like, because this is the same question, like a guy and then a bunch of girls or wherever it is, and be like, all right, name me 3 countries, and they'd be like,
I feel like that'd be more scripted though, because on a podcast.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
That makes more sense to be scripted because you also have like cards and shit behind the camera. You do a lot of stuff scripted.
I guess. Yeah.
Not like we script our podcast or anything.
No, this is off the dome.
Yeah, but like, I'm like, Tyler, what's the biggest country?
And I'm like, I don't know, Paris.
Oh, the actual response, I'm like,
I know you're actually gonna answer it right. You're supposed to answer it wrong.
Answer it wrong.
Oh, my bad. Probably Rhode Island.
Okay, there you go.
There it is.
There it is.
I'm glad you're
toss up between like Vatican City and Rhode Island. I haven't seen one of those two, honestly.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
What was I gonna say? My brain farted.
Don't do that.
It's been a while since you've been on the podcast. You ain't got nothing to talk
about? Nah. Like, it was pertinent to what we were talking about.
I never heard that word in my life.
You've never heard that word in your pertinent?
No, never heard that word.
Relevant?
Yeah, I heard relevant. Don't use that synonym that's commonly used. Like, you've never heard relevant. Don't do that to me, nigga. I would have said relevant. I would have said relevant. No, I never heard pertinent in my life.
He ain't heard either one.
You can't compare one to the other. What's more commonly used?
Not really. They use the same.
Dude, I feel like I've equally heard relevant and pertinent.
Yes, absolutely.
I never heard pertinent.
Just say you're dumb, bro. Like, we're not gonna be mad at you, man. You just need to seek some help. You know?
We've been playing a lot of Overwatch lately.
We have.
I have 24 hours into that game.
Is it Game of the Year?
No, it's not Game of the Year.
It's not Game of the Year.
It's literally just Overwatch 1 reskinned.
But I'm addicted.
Why is it not Game of the Year then, if you guys play it so much?
Because I need something to play and I have nothing to play.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of like the way the game plays. I never played Overwatch 1 because like by the time I was like, oh, I want to get into it, it was already like a shithole and dying. But then now the Overwatch.
I got into it like May.
Yeah, but like I saw all this bad shit about it. I saw how the meta was basically ruined and how none is like how I always heard the classic.
It was like it was over.
I always heard the classic Overwatch is dead. Who's playing it? I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I never got into it because I thought I was like, this game looks a little weird. But then now the Overwatch 2 came out and everyone's like, no. I'll give it a try. I want to see what it's free. I have no reason not to play it. I don't know if the first one was free. I don't think it was.
That was like
It
great.
was.
Was it? Was the first
for a
one free?
while. It was.
When I got
it was
into it,
the
it was
free
like,
game of the month on PlayStation for a while.
when I got into it, it was like $20. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, I was
But
like,
then, anyways.
but yeah, I gave it a try and it's super fun. That's all I play now. I just play it 24/7.
Yeah. One thing I do wish that they changed about Overwatch 2 is that they got rid of the loot box system. Instead, they opted in for a battle pass system.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, another like FPS battle pass that we have to grind out.
Overwatch.
And it's like,
I think you should rather have a battle pass than loot box system.
No, because with Overwatch, like for instance, Kiriko is one of the new characters. If you want to unlock everything for Kiriko and you're free to play, it'll take over 5 years to unlock everything. And that's doing every weekly mission, every daily mission, everything. And it takes that long because you don't have the access to the loot box. Loot box, you have that chance of getting a skin or getting an emote or something like that.
So you rather
give loot box is a bigger money hole though for you. Yeah, it makes you.
But you get free loot boxes every game.
Yeah, but not good ones. You have to pay for the good ones.
Free. You can get. I've gotten a legendary. I've gotten like rare skins just from loot boxes from casually playing the game. As long as you queue a certain role, you got the loot box. Or like if you queue flex, then you'll get loot box.
Okay. But just in like idea alone, the loot box is a bigger money hole than a battle pass.
I mean, yeah, like a totality, but battle pass, you're paying money for stuff that, quite frankly, I don't think is worth it unless you get to the very, very end. Yeah. And even then, it's not even worth it. You get like a pretty shit legendary skin.
Yeah, I was thinking Ash. I was like, bro, this battle pass low-key kind of ass.
It is, yeah.
No battle pass is ever good on the first try, though. Give them some time.
It is the first.
I mean, yeah, like let them develop a little bit, but it's just like.
Do we remember season 1 of Fortnite Battle Pass? It was mid. No one remembers it for a reason.
I can't remember who like the legendary skin was for that one.
I'm pretty sure it was it was Black Knight, I think.
I thought it was like season 2 or 3 John Wick?
3 John Wick.
3 John Wick? Okay, then yeah, I guess it is Black Knight.
Yeah. No, but I enjoyed the loot box system. I think you honestly could have just implemented both.
I guess.
Battle Pass and a loot box system. And then also they got rid of like medals at the end of the game, which I love the medals. So like it tells you like if you did the most damage on your team, you get a medal. If you got the most kills, you get a gold medal, and the gold, silver, bronze.
Yeah, but you just do that by like looking. Like, cause we do that now. We just don't have medals.
That's like, there's just something about like I sweated my ass off and I got 3 gold medals this game. Like, there's just something about that like
you just want an award.
Recognition.
Yeah, you just want
recognition. Yeah, because when you can look at the numbers and be like, yeah, I got the most kills, most damage, whatever. But then it's like, okay, and at least with the medal, it's like. I got that gold. It's like the dopamine hit.
Yeah, but like
that's why I think Valorant does it better because it's like only one person can get the MVP, right? Yeah. So it's like you got to fight for it, and it feels more. It feels more. I meant on your team.
On your team, yeah.
So it feels like it's more accomplished than everyone can get a gold medal on Overwatch. It's a participation number.
No, there's gold, silver, bronze, and if you didn't top 3, then you don't get anything.
You said you had 3 golds though.
There's different categories, like kills, assists,
you're like a gold,
damage, healing. Damage
like that would mean you can get multiple. I'm not saying like literally everyone can.
No,
get
but it also plays into like your role. So if you're like a Mercy, you're probably not going to get the most kills, but you can get gold healing. That fits your role, and it.
Are they going to though? Based on what I've seen on Twitter, I don't think they get gold healing.
That's more what you're thinking of.
Yeah, you're thinking.
I've heard both.
No,
I mean there are battle mercies. There are battle mercies, but
even the battle mercy be going crazy.
No, but like. Even if there is a battle mercy, they're still like healing 8,000 damage or something crazy.
You would have to try your hardest not to get healing.
Because mercy can pretty much instantly heal someone, like, and then they healed up.
You would have to be dog shit at the game to do that.
I've only seen one person play Overwatch here. I watched these other people I play in the server, and she's a Moira main, and she's always healing.
That's
people.
Moira. Oh yeah.
Well, that's what I said. Yeah.
But
that's different though, because Moira actually can be a battle Moira.
No, I'm saying she always heals people, and it seems like it's pretty easy for her to heal people. So I don't understand why, like.
Because Mercy is the most healer.
Because
she's like she also like res and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing.
She's like Sage versus Sky.
Yeah.
Put it in
Valorant. Like Sky heals, but Sage heals. Yeah. But honestly, you could probably make a case that Sky heals more because she heals everyone. As opposed to just Sage healing one person.
Yeah, and then Res though.
And then Res.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like Moira has the best healing in the game, but it's like an ability, whereas Mercy just constantly heals people. She just does it passively. Just
because you use your ability, I think it's like an 8-second or 9-second cooldown before. Because like you have an orb. So like with Moira, you have your heal beam, and then you have your damage beam. And then you also have like your flash step, which is like get out of combat real quick. And then your Q is, or I don't know what, I bought it to my Q.
I see ability.
She has this orb, and if you left click, it shoots out this yellow orb, which anyone in the vicinity, it heals them. And then right click, it shoots out this purple orb, which damages the enemy. So it's like, if you throw your heal orb into a room that you're at, like say you're on point and there's a room and there's like 2 entrances, you can throw your orb in it, it'll bounce back and forth between the walls, and it'll heal everyone inside, so you can get a lot of healing that way. But Mercy, you can be like, boom, 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 full heal, full health, full health, full health. You can just constantly heal that way, so you get more. But anyways, back on the topic, I think medals were a good system. And I've never seen an argument against medals.
I guess.
You have. You just didn't like the argument.
No, I haven't seen an argument against medals.
I gave you an argument. You just didn't like it. So you have seen it.
But it's the same?
No, though it's like you're giving awards to multiple people when I feel like when only one person can get one award, it makes it more impactful.
But that's not. I don't think that's a good argument though, because
that's what I just said. I said I gave you an argument. You just didn't like it. So
no, it's not that I don't like it. I genuinely don't think that's a good argument because there's different roles you play. If you're gonna play a Reaper or a Soldier, you're gonna get kills. Like yeah, you're playing your role. You play your role properly, you're gonna get the gold medal. So it's like it also reinforces you playing your role. Because if you're a Mercy, you're not gonna top frag most likely. So don't try to top frag.
Yeah, even
Battle Moiras, you can top frag, but you
shouldn't.
You really shouldn't. That's like I told you, I'm trying to get more into healing with Moira as opposed to being a Battle Moira.
Yeah, I want to talk about.
So it's like it reinforces your role.
Yeah.
But like you don't not using Valorant as a term, but in other games you don't have to be a top fragger to. I feel like Overwatch, of all things, I don't know how their system works, but it could balance it out to where you don't have to top frag to be the MVP of your team because if you account for healing done to teams to your point system, it could help balance it out.
Well, there's a system play of the game, which kind of is like that match MVP, where it's like you have the best play of the game, and it's not always about kills. It's about like, let's say I'm on point and I only get 3 kills, but Deven had 4 kills the same game in a row, but my 3 kills allowed us to recapture point and win the game. Those kills are more valuable than Deven's kills.
I was gonna say that's one of the features I really like about Overwatch is play of the game, and I wish because the Call of Duty used to do it all. They started it to be honest, but like play of the game is such a good feature. I think every like PvP game should have.
I think it really should. Like
there's no excuse for it to
like
not
imagine
be
those crazy Valorant aces where it's like dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
like that would be like a cool play of the game.
I feel like there's no excuse to not have a play of the game.
It's just something you have to code. It's more work, exactly.
Yeah, because you have to like enter like a code because you have to realize the game has to realize what is the best like play of the game.
Yeah,
and like because even
it's really not that hard to associate point values. So it's like if
an
you're
ace should like automatically go to the top.
An ace should be at the top, and if there's multiple aces, it's like okay, well you were technically on eco round and you aced, and they weren't eco, and they had like full buy. Then you should get play of the game versus like the chamber that was up and down C long and then it got 5 kills. Like it's still good. You still aced, but it's like you were opping, whereas they killed you with like a fucking Spectre. And you had full buy.
I also feel like there's like I don't remember what game it was. I think it was what's the Split Gate maybe it was. I can't remember, but there was a game where you had a play of the game. But it was like it gave you 3 options and everyone voted for what play of the game.
That would be cool.
That would be crazy. Cool. Because like I think the programming for that is a little bit harder than you think. Because like you see play the games in Overwatch, sometimes it's a dude looking at another dude, shoots him once, and like he gets 1 kill. We're like, that's the play of the game. Let's go.
Well,
we're like, whoa.
Yeah. Overwatch 1 was a lot better. I think it's because Overwatch 2 there's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, there is a lot of bugs.
With it. And they also have a lot of server issues, but that's like a separate thing. But there's a lot of bugs that come with it.
Sometimes play of the game is a cross-map tomahawk, sometimes just boom, headshot.
Got him. And when you just start gritting.
So it's like Soldier, his ult is literally aimbot. If you shoot around them, the bullets hit them. So it's an aimbot.
Ability.
Yeah, it's aimbot. So it's like you'll have like a Soldier aimbot one person, or like I don't know, like a fucking Roadhog, like chain, head tap, boom, boom, heal, and like he gets like 4K or like team kills on point, and it's like, but Soldier aimbotted.
Yeah, but so this guy right here,
he used his ulted. He ulted, bro. He got the kill.
My funniest things like on TikTok, we were like, look at my play of the game, and then just pushing one button because like some people's ults are just insta kill when Diva's like, yeah. I gotta play the game, just her suicide bombing in the middle of our crowd. Like, yeah, I bet you did. You suicide bombed and killed us all.
I saw one that was, it was a Diva. She ulted, and she, like, went right into the crowd, and she ended up getting a team kill. But she, like, jumped back, and she fell in the room, and it was, like, Mercy was standing there healing, and she crouched and was, like on her ass. That was the play of the game. It was, like...
I saw one. It was Torbjorn. You know Torbjorn, he's the smallest guy.
Yeah, he's a dwarf.
He's a dwarf. So he, like... press turns, looks at like whoever character fat ass looks at it, turn gets a kill. Just him looking at her ass.
Yeah, it's so fun when you like just get the gold. Like you work hard for the gold, you get the gold. It's just a recognition thing.
Yeah, but I get that now when I look at my damage and I'm just like, yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah, I put up 40 kills.
Now imagine you see a big old gold medal right there. Like you
just want a medal, Tyler. Like, I feel like you just want a medal.
It's validation.
I get the recognition when we all look, because that's what the first thing you do when the game's over. We all go to see. We all yell at you for being a Mora, getting 4,000 damage and 1,000 healing. Like, bro, why do you have 4 times the damage you're healing? He's that guy.
To heal?
He's the battle Mora. He's the type of guy.
I'm trying to get away from him.
He's that mean POV. Your whole team's dying. Meanwhile, our Mora's 1v1, like 1v5 in the team.
There is sometimes like I'll get sniped by like a Pharah or something.
Yeah, I know.
And then I like have to come back, but Mora's fucking slow.
Yeah.
Like her and Zenyatta, they move so slow. But you have the flash step, but it's a cooldown ability, so I can flash step forward a little bit, but then I have to like cool down. I'm moving, and by the time I get back to point, everyone else is dead. I'm just like staring at a team. I'm like, all right, it's my time to shine. So I'm like
it's that one scene. It's like the scene from Endgame where this is Captain America versus the like whole Thanos army.
Exactly.
Over Tyler's like, all right, all my friends are dead.
And then like I try to like retreat, and I throw my orb out to just damage him and just try to retreat and stuff. But then it's like I die, and as soon as I die, everyone else is back on point. And I'm like, okay, now I gotta like get there, and there's just like an endless cycle. So then I end up having to like 1v3 people. Or like last night we were playing, and the freaking Sombra Genji combo was going crazy.
Yeah, they're ring.
Like they canceled my ult twice, and I'm like, this is dumb. I hate Sombra. Yeah. She like goes invisible. She runs around and then she hacks you, which is like KO's knife. And then she's like, but she's invisible while she does it.
Putting it in Valorant terms.
Dude, that's all they do. When Natalie, him, or like Xeon play, I'm like, bro, this guy's just like Omen. I'm like, dude, I'm like, shut up. I'm trying to be Overwatch, shut up.
I don't know if you know what like hacking, obviously, but like it cancels all your abilities for a short time. But it cancels your ult too, and like KO. But it's like, but she can go invisible, run behind you, and then do it. Yeah. When you're not looking, and you don't know that she's doing it until
like
you're
Reyna.
already hacked. Like Reyna, yeah. Like Reyna when she's using her ult,
or yours ult, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like it's just annoying because it's like that's like her not passive ability, but it's like one of her short cooldown abilities. And then Genji is like pure damage. So like you get hacked, and then Genji's like, and you're just like, fuck, I'm dead.
Because I think you take more damage when you're hacked.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. And then Genji's already like Ninja Boy. So he's like, he's over like, all right, run my ones. I'm like, I'm like debuffed. I want to fight you, Ed.
Exactly. I mean, I've fought Genji's one-on-one before, but it's not when I'm hacked. Like I'll throw like my orb out so I can get healing, and I'm like.
Yeah, but I get like it is addicting. Like when you're a Mora, yeah, I could heal, but I could also wipe. I could also slow this.
I can also team wipe.
I could also team wipe. Like, come on.
If I use my abilities right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. Like the last couple of games last night, I got a little better at healing. I was still pushing heavy damage, but it's because like I think Ash was our other healer. You may have been the other healer, and one of y'all was doing a good job at healing. So everyone was already healed. So when I had my ability to throw my orb, I just threw my damage orb.
Makes sense. Because
everyone was already full health. So I was like staying back, and I was like, because her heal ability, her passive heal ability, there's a bar, and the more you use it, the more it goes down, and then you have to deal damage for it to go back up.
Yeah, you like suck them dry.
Exactly. You have to like expend and then suck them dry. You're like, right? But I mean, everyone else is healed, so I'd stay back and I'm like, damage orb, get some free damage.
Have you thought about playing Overwatch, Gabe?
No, I'm not gonna play it.
Why is that?
It's too complicated. It's too much.
It's not as bad as you think.
For me, games gotta be really simple. Like I already dropped like Horizon Forbidden West because it's a mechanic I hate when games do where to pick up items. I like when you just tap a button. I hate when they make you hold a button to pick up stuff.
Oh yeah, I hate that. Yeah.
Whenever a game does that, I'm like, oh, you're already too complicated. This is annoying.
It should just be like F.
Yeah, right. I just want to be able to. Well, I'm on PlayStation, but yeah, like I just want to be like pick up. It's like, no, hold to pick up, and then it shows up a UI. Do you want to take just this thing or all of them? Like, all of it. Bro.
All of it, obviously.
If I don't have like a weight limit, why would I not want to just take all of it? That's what makes no sense.
That leads me to another thing. I hate encumbrance in video games. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Sometimes I really like it.
I don't know. I think it's dumb.
If it's done right, then it's good.
And I think Elden Ring does it right.
Yeah.
I never played Elden Ring yet. So.
Yeah, but there's certain games where it does it right. I'd like that God of War doesn't have an encumbrance rate because it doesn't really make sense for it to have one.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really pick up items anyways.
Yeah.
But no, I don't like games that have that too much going on. I like to keep it simple, monkey brain. So if I ever play Valorant, I just use 2 abilities. I don't use my 3rd ability unless I'm Chamber or Raze, I guess.
Okay.
Chamber and Raze is the only one that uses all 3 abilities.
Do you satchel? I've never really seen
no, I forgot. That was this. Never mind. I do use 3 because the
ult,
but like,
yeah. I mean, obviously you use your ult.
So all 4, I guess, is only chamber then.
Yeah, because I've never seen you satchel before. I've seen you nade and Roomba, but I've never seen you satchel.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot there's 4.
Well, I thought Overwatch 2 was gonna be really complicated because it's basically just Overwatch 1. Is this Overwatch 1.5? And the reason I didn't play Overwatch 1 because I was like, there's all these characters, all these metas I gotta learn. I was like, I don't feel like jumping into a whole new game. Yeah, but like I thought it'd be because like the Overwatch games, all it is this like it's kind of like a game of chess. Like characters kind of counter each other, and like for the most part, this makes sense. Like I've been only playing for Overwatch for like 4 days or 5 days now, and I get the whole game.
That's cap. It's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Is it really now?
Yes.
I'm addicted. I have a problem.
You do realize I've only been down here for like 5 days. I've played Overwatch.
I have an issue. I've been playing.
Time's getting warped. Like,
I play every day.
Bro thinks he's a prodigy. I got on in like 2 days.
Well, yeah, and I'm like goated.
I'm
like
Overwatch been out for longer than 2 days. Or Overwatch 2.
You got it like the day after it dropped.
I have an issue.
The day of because we recorded it came out and he's like, I'm gonna go and play Overwatch 2.
I have an issue, dude. It's a fun game. It's a generally
it's very
fun
addicting.
Game.
It's the same thing with like Valorant. Valorant can be very addicting, but the problem, like Overwatch and Valorant have a similar problem where it's like if you play too much, you're kind of just like drained of your energy.
The thing is, I think a game like Valorant doesn't get addicting to me. I think deathmatch games, except for Call of Duty back in the day, never got addicting to me because it feels like they kind of not demoralize you, but they just kind of like
they drain.
They become draining, and they also feel just repetitive.
Yeah.
Why I think games like Fortnite could be addictive is because the battle royale, it's different every time. There's new factors every single game, which is why we could play Fortnite for 7 hours on ends.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about.
I'm never gonna play Valorant for more than 4 hours. I think the most I've ever played Valorant for is like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. I think it also depends on like who you're playing with too.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
games do last a long time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about Valorant because I don't know maybe like. I don't know what it's called, agency I have or whatever it's called. But Overwatch, there's so many characters and there's so many different interactions you can have with each character. So I feel like
combos you mean.
Yeah, so every game does it feels sort of the same, even though there's different game modes. But like when you're finding a whole new team composition, it's kind of interesting seeing them function. Like, oh, they're going with this strat. Oh, like, oh, that's cool. They're doing like the Sombra Genji thing.
Yeah.
I don't know,
and also kind of to build off that, the thing is with Valorant is that you lock in your agent for the whole game. Whereas Overwatch, you can change. So like, I mean, like last night, like I was playing Soldier, and I just because I'm on my laptop and I have like no frames, I was literally running like maybe 8 to 10 FPS. It was bad, right? Yeah. And with Soldier, you don't have to be that precise, but you have to be semi-precise because you're not really pushing it that much. You're playing like a short mid range. But Reaper, he has 2 shotguns, so it's like if you're in the general vicinity next to him, you're gonna get a kill. Right, so because I was running low frames, I was able to switch to Reaper, which gave me because I was playing Soldier, had like 2 kills the entire first half of the game, and Soldier like I usually be running like 20 kills or something, but then Reaper it's like I get in there I'm like, you know.
That reminds me, that's another reason why I don't want to play Overwatch as well, is because it's one of those games where I hate when FPS have too much health. I feel like in FPS you should die in like 2 or 3 hits for the most part. That's why I like Call of Duty. And like the regular FPS shooters, right? And in Valorant, you just have 150 health like baseline. I don't like the like thousands of. That's why I never liked Apex or Warzone.
See, I agree with you. Health. However, when you're playing a game that has rules as strict as Overwatch, you don't want your tank having 200 health. Then they're not a tank.
Yeah, they're not a tank at that point.
They're just like a guy with a shield.
But I'm not saying inherently fix that. I'm just saying that's my personal.
No. I'm saying like I agree. Like. It'd be annoying if you fight like a Brimstone and he has like fucking 500 health. That'd be annoying.
You know, sometimes it's annoying in Overwatch because they have people like Roadhog where he's a tank. He's a tank who can heal himself. So
and he can instantly from like, I don't know how much health he has. He has like...
I think he's in the 500s.
Yeah, he's like 500 or 600 health or something like that. But he could be at like 10 health. I'll click one button, back to full.
And then basically back to full.
It's crazy.
And like even though there are counters to it, it's annoying sometimes.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
But
then
like,
die.
Then like the counter to a high health person would be someone like Reaper, who's known as like the tank killer.
Yeah.
Because if he has a vampiric effect, he has 2 shotguns, and it does insane damage, especially if you get close up headshots. You can just shred a tank and no. Which is why the counters work.
That's why playing roles is kind of key.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's like, they're running heavy tanks and they're healing it. All right, so someone take out the Mercy and then Reaper get in there and take out the Hog.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a very team-based game, and I kind of like that.
It's like, really fun.
I like playing with like our team. I'm like, all right, Ash, kill me up. I'm gonna go in there and just blow shit up.
Yeah, and like you know me in Valorant, I'm like, we gotta stick with the team comp, right? So it's like Overwatch kind of hits that. You really have to stick with the team comp. You can't really just do your own thing. It's like, oh, Like especially if you hear like Ash or someone, it's like, oh, so you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. This would be a perfect person to help y'all.
Yeah, Ash is our group leader. I'm like, all right,
Exactly.
Ash.
She's the Overwatch group leader.
I'm like, you got it.
That's another thing, and also in deathmatch games, I don't like being in teams. The only time I like being like together is in a battle royale sense because it makes more sense to me.
It kind of is.
Deathmatches like Call of Duty, I hated when we were like running teams because it feels like it's like I'll do like 100 damage and someone would kill. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it. I want to fight 1v1s in deathmatch. Like all across the map. I don't know. It's just more fun to me that way.
I could see that.
I don't deathmatch.
But the problem
like,
with
war deathmatches doesn't seem fun to me.
Yeah, the thing with Overwatch though is that you can go off and like flank a lot.
Yeah, certain characters like Genji, if you're a Genji main,
You can just do your own thing.
You're in the team, but you're not even part of the team. You're off doing your own
like
thing.
Genji, because you can run up walls and stuff. You just run up and then like go behind them and start just like running ones that spawn.
You start
camping them.
And then you also get like tag teams.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but then he has an insta out because you can like and like run out of there and get out of there and get a heal.
Yeah,
but the thing is with like Overwatch is that you're not just like the objective isn't just to get kills. The objective is whatever the game objective is, to like take point or escort the payload. So you kind of have to stay together because someone like if you're escorting the payload, you have to get this car thing to the finish line in a certain amount of time. And if no one is on point or on the payload, it doesn't move. So someone has to be on the payload. Well, then if the enemy team can stop it, payload actually starts going backward. So then you have to stop the enemy team. But if all 5 of them are there and you're the only one on point, you know what I mean? So you kind of have to stay together. There's like an objective. So it's not just like you're charging at each other just to get kills. You're charging at each other to fulfill a certain purpose.
Yeah.
Which makes it more fun because then you can kind of like play around that one purpose.
Mm. And another thing I like about Overwatch, because I think, like when people get scrap metal, like if you do the most damage to that person and someone else like finishes them off, you get that kill.
Yeah.
I don't like that because I'm like, I basically killed that man. All he did was like spit on him and he died. Like that's my kill.
Like, there's so many times.
Actually, that take though, I'm kind of half on because there's sometimes where I get the scrap metal, like I deserve the kill.
You don't.
But then obviously when it happens
finish
to
him
you,
off, you're like, no, I got
like obviously, but like roles reversed. If I'm like he had 5 health, and I'm like, Link, that's my kill. I don't care. I finished him. I could have not finished him, and I did
like,
though.
A win's a win.
That's why like I do like a lot of I can get a lot of kills with Moira because her damage orb, it damages every enemy. It's not just one enemy. So it goes and it ricochets off walls. So it's like if you can ricochet it right, you can just do a lot of damage to the enemy. Someone like Junkrat comes in like which like blows up everything. Like he gets the kills, but I get the kills because I did the most damage.
Yeah. So he gets assist, but like Tyler damaged him enough so Junkrat can just blow.
So like
him
if they
up.
have 200 health, you did 175, you get the kill, regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they die, they live. Obviously, you don't get the kill.
Yeah. That's what I like. I like that.
It's really fun. I mean, I'd say worst comes to worst, it is free. Give it a try for a little bit, like a couple games, but like 5-stack. 5-stacking is so fun in Overwatch. If you can 5-stack with like at least Ashe, and then like anyone else, any other combo, but at least Ashe.
Well,
then
I have another group, they play Overwatch, but they're like obviously way better than like you guys.
Yeah,
no offense,
obviously.
like they're just better than you guys at almost every game I see them play. Because Overwatch, they are Ascendant, and then that's Overwatch.
Valorant?
I meant Valorant, yeah.
Oh, like, damn.
Overwatch, they've been playing since like release days. I don't know ranks in Overwatch. I'm assuming they're probably ranked.
higher up, yeah.
Yeah, we
probably
don't
are
even play
ranked.
ranked.
We don't play comp, we play unranked.
Because
so I can't play with them
We barely
as much
even
as I
roll
want
queue
to.
anymore.
I tried playing Valorant with them one time, and I was like, I was getting dog walked by everyone on the enemy team because like I was in their elo.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I feel useless here. They're like, no, Gabe, you're fine. I'm not fine. I'm trash here.
But we won.
We won.
I
did it. I did
3
it.
kills, bro.
I went 3-22. I don't think that's a win.
That's not a win for me.
I peek a corner. They headshot me through 2 walls. I don't know what they're doing, bro.
Yeah, but what Gabe was saying, like, I don't think he would just enjoy it, just based on what he was saying.
Well, that's also like it's free. Give it a shot, and if you don't like it, then delete it. But I mean, I think something like that when it is free, just give it a shot, because you could end up liking it a lot.
Because I
You
guess
just don't know.
because my favorite part about Overwatch is like the team shit. Because it's funny when we're all doing something, Eduardo's like Junkrat, and then like he like makes the dingo up, and then like he like kills someone. He starts like, I did it, boys, and we see like the kill cam. Like that's just funny to me. I like seeing shit like that.
Yeah. Although Overwatch can get extremely annoying with the ults, Because it's like you push one button, get 3 kills. It's the dumbest thing. Like Junkrat, he has like this little tire thing, and it goes up like he can maneuver it and then explodes. So you can just maneuver it in the middle of everyone, explode it, get 5 kills.
It's basically the RC from Call of Duty. You just like put it down, like all right, go do it.
Yeah, and like Diva, the range is insane.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And I don't think it has any drop off either, as far as I can see. Because like I've been up on it, I die, and I've been like 50 meters away and I died. As long as you can see it, you're dying.
Yeah, you have to put something in between because it works like a roll of explosion. You gotta put something between it and you.
Yeah, as long as you can see it, you're gonna die.
But so you can. I've dodged it before with like people like Mora can just like fade out of existence.
Yeah,
and...
like flash that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, just give it a try. Send me all back home. You know, you wanna try Overwatch it? Give it a try. It's free.
Yeah, it's just funny when Ash misses a shot and me watch her miss that shot. I'm like, Ash, you threw the game. You're actually dog water.
She's like, I'm the only one on point. Like, okay. And?
You see my Mora have 40 kills. You're not me. I carried. But Deven, we lost. I don't care. Get your damage up.
Take diff, honestly.
I do also hate 5-stacking as well.
You do that, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
But with something like Overwatch, it's nice to 5-stack.
It's nice to 5-stack in every game. I still don't like it though.
You don't even have to 5-stack in Overwatch. Think about it. You can 3-stack.
Then you can 3-stack. You don't want to 4-stack though. 4-stack kind of sucks.
I hate 4-stacking too. I hate 4 and 5-stacking. I'd prefer 2 or 3.
So what's your qualm with that?
5-stacking? Because I feel like for the most part, we say, a lot of people like me and Natalie like to say we're kind of like wild cards. We can have really good games to have bad games, which is true for the most part.
I think it's like everyone in our group though.
But to a certain extent, everyone has the limits of who they are. And if you're 5-stacking, I'm hard stuck in who I'm playing with, because I know who you guys are. You guys aren't gonna get like that much better in like weeks time, right? But if I play Phils, there's a chance I can get a good player or a bad player that like changes how the game plays to me. If I'm 5-stacking, the game plays the same every time to me. Whereas if I'm filling with randoms, it feels like a different game every time. Okay. Which is why I can never play Valorant 5-stack. Well, I still will, but like I don't like playing it 5-stack because it feels like the same game every time.
I got you. That makes sense.
I guess.
The only time it's different is like Fortnite, because like it's a battle royale, right? Royale. And Apex and Warzone, because they're battle royales. The battle royales are different. Yeah. Battle royale is just a whole different animal. Same with Call of Duty. I never liked doing like full lobbies of like people I knew. I was like, nah, this isn't right. Especially because everyone I knew sucked at Call of Duty. Like I wanted to play with people who were good. So
yeah.
Phil. Funny enough, when y'all got off, because we had a bad night last night.
Yeah, it was a bad night.
You and Laura got off. Me and Ash just started playing with random people. She was like, "Notice how we're doing better, Devin." I was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it, Ash."
Okay, I think when I'm in Arkansas and I have my PC, I'm a lot better. But it's like I'm literally running like 2 frames. Like literally, there was one time last night I literally counted. It was 9 seconds. I couldn't move. My computer was frozen.
Yeah, no, I saw you like standing in the corner. But like it was funny, like instantly, because me and Ash are addicted. We're dorks, so we stood up last night, kept playing, and she was the first game we loaded in, just me and her. We're like, this game's like getting a lot easier all of a sudden. Yeah.
Also, because like we're better, so it's like you're versing worse. Elo.
Oh yeah, I guess Ash and
Wouldn't Ash have a higher elo?
That's the thing.
Then if they fill with people with low elo.
Yeah.
But elo doesn't matter because we don't play comp. I guess it does. I think overrated.
It still matter for unranked
to do good.
It doesn't even matter. Even every game has a comp elo and an unrated elo. Yeah. So like, like if Tens makes a new account and never plays comp, but because he plays so good every time, they'll place him against better people. They're not gonna just keep putting him in like random lobbies.
Random lobbies.
Yeah. But I guess that's enough for sucking off Overwatch.
So I mean, if you're so addicted to it, then how is it not your game of the year then? If you play it all the time and like it's such a good game, then how is it not game of the year?
I'm still in love and enthralled with Undering. I think Undering still might go for game of the year.
But you haven't even played it in like forever.
Because I beat it. Because it's just 2 different types of games. Overwatch is the type of game where you're supposed to play it over and over and over again. It's you load in, you talk to your friends, and you play a game. Like when you're all playing Valorant, I was always in Discord. I was just kind of there, and I wanted to play a game with y'all. And I started playing Overwatch. I was like, oh, this is fun. It's fun playing games with friends because it's been a while since I played a game with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying it's addictive because of the friend aspect, not the game?
I think it's a little both, because even though I really do like the aspect of the game, I feel like the friends I do play with they kind of amplify the experience. because it's funny watching them waste their ult, and then I'll just yell at them, and just it's funny moments.
The real game is the friends we've made along the way.
Does that not go into the enjoyment, making it a game of the year then? Is the experience of playing the game, not just the game itself?
Well, that's the thing. I'm taking everything to a factor. I'm like, oh yeah, I do have really, like, I have a lot of fun playing this game, but I admire the work and dedication that it took to make Elden Ring, all the artwork, all the thought that went along with it. Just the overall game itself is just a better game, in my opinion.
But like, it's your game of the year. I'm not asking what objective game of the year.
Well, that's what
your game of the year is different. It's like if I'm like, who's the GOAT in music, right? I could say who a GOAT in music or a GOAT in music. But you ask me my GOAT, I'm gonna have a different answer because they're different.
Well, that's what I was saying.
I'm not like you. I don't just say, Michael Jackson because.
Yeah, Michael Jackson is my GOAT, but that's besides the point. Well, the thing is, they're two different games, so it's so hard to compare. So like, I like doing what I do is like I like saying like what is my experience with these games. I just like taking them at their best and what they do for me, not really comparing to them one to one, like. Because it's not fair because it's two completely different games. I just do like, how was my experience with this game? What is the game like? What does it do? Just how it affected me in my life. But it's hard. It's hard comparing games because there's different genres and just different types of games. I don't know. I it's a weird because comparing stuff like music and stuff maybe like anime. I feel like this is easier than games. What are you doing?
Even though Deven had a longer segment on games than he did on music. Interesting. Talked about 5 minutes, in the music 303? Talked about 25, 30 minutes in the gaming 303 episode?
You're like, I talk about Michael Jackson for hours. And then Michael Jackson's like,
10 seconds.
I mean, yeah, I haven't said it in the episode. If you listened at all, you open your ears. I said, like, I went to this not knowing what to say because, like, even though I'm someone who really likes music, I'm not the type of person to go into, like, the history of music. If I like something, I like something. I like the vibes. I just listen to it. I love it just because like the way it makes me feel. It's a very emotional based. But with games, I have a lot of history with games. I could tell stories, countless hours of talking about how my experience with Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, how it got me into like anime. What are you doing? Is that what you're doing? I feel like a girl right now. I feel like a girl talking. You're trying to smash me, bro. That's how I feel right now. You're like. I too like zodiac sites. Rock crystals. Am I right? No, it's different. One's very emotional, and games do make me emotional. Just I have a deeper history and deeper like connection. I guess I don't know how to explain it. I can't explain emotion. I just can't. It's already hard enough for me to speak at all, let alone my emotions, reactions, things.
Why you want a podcast?
I don't know. You tell me.
I'm asking you. What do you mean you tell? I'm asking you. That's not a question you deflect. That's
he wants you to say something like, "Do you mean this?" That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, classic Deven phrase. Oh, let Gabe explain it and be like, "Yeah, that's me. That's what I said too."
Yeah, that's what I
co-sign that because it's real.
I co-sign that. All me.
Don't get on word what you want. At least he can say his original thoughts. We'll put in quotes. Yeah. He can say his thoughts at least.
I never said I couldn't. I literally said I just couldn't for something like music, which is very emotional based for me.
Okay, whatever.
I said it's hard. It's hard enough for me to explain things, let alone something that's emotional based. I can still do it. It's a little more challenging for me. Dumbass.
I mean,
see the new episode of Chainsaw Man?
I didn't watch it.
No.
I read the manga, Deven. I read the manga. You see the new episode of Bleach? I read it. I'll wait for it to stack up a little bit so I can watch it.
See, it's 6 of My Hero?
I read it. Like the thing is, like,
episode 1 of Blue Lock?
I read it.
I can't take it anymore.
Like a lot of things with that, like I'm just waiting for it to stack up like a whole season or something so that I can just binge it all at once because I've already read most of the things that are coming out.
Makes sense.
I guess not most of the things. A lot of things that I want to see, I've already read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, anime just kind of fell off for me.
Low key, yeah.
I'm not really into watching anime anymore.
I'm actually like I've noticed I'm more into like watching clips. There's like certain clips of things. Like a good example, like Luffy versus I haven't gotten there yet. Katakuri. Like I love that fight so much, and like just watching it, it's like I'm not gonna reread the fight, but I'll watch it.
It's I
love it, dude. I'm a One Piece simp.
Well, yeah.
It's going back to you being a One Piece
like,
dick, right?
I guess like another thing is like Benimaru versus the demon.
Which one?
The Crimson Moon.
Oh,
yeah. I love that. It's so fun. It's just a fun fight. It's just certain like things like I just like going back and watching.
I mean, it's alright.
And like I just rather read, but then it's like low-key manga fell off for me lately because I've been so busy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I said lately. I said low-key. Like I just been so busy just reading stuff. Like I'm still reading Soul Eater. You know how long it's been like months.
Yeah.
And it's only like 100-something chapters.
I don't really understand the people who can just be like, bro, this was so hype, I gotta go reread it. I'm like, I don't know, like I've never got the urge to like reread a moment. The only time I've reread anything was Domestic Girlfriend and Berserk, but that was like the entirety of it. I didn't like, I wasn't like, let me reread the arc in the college arc in Domestic Girlfriend. No,
was he though? Was he?
Like I read the whole series. I didn't just like, let me just read one arc. It seems weird.
I do. There's a couple things I do want to reread.
And
like Berserk, I think especially. Cause I told you about it. Like now that I'm monthly, it's like I forget everything that happened in the previous chapter because like I've slept since then. But then also because I read it so fast, I feel like there are things that I might have missed, and I want to go back to like just reread it, and also like kind of see some other things.
I think a story like Berserk is always good to reread because there is so much in it. Like that's why I learned so much more on my second read of Berserk, anyways.
Because you already know what's happening.
Yeah, I think I read Berserk the second time when you first got into it because I was like, oh, Tyler's gonna get into it. Let me like refresh myself on weapons in Berserk. But yeah, stuff like that. I think Vinland Saga, usually seinen, it's usually good to just try and reread it because shonen
like
is very.
Vagabond, I want to reread.
It's like it's in your face. They tell you everything, right? It's hard to forget like the stuff that happens in Naruto. Even though One Piece is 1,000 chapters, I'm not gonna really forget about what happened in Skypiea.
Generally, yeah.
I'll forget specifics that don't matter because it's a trash arc. But like, I'm not gonna forget like, oh, Enel is the villain. Like, no one's gonna forget. You disagree? You think Skypiea is not a trash arc?
I just hear Deven go.
No, I didn't do that. I was
you
just
did. You literally.
No. I thought something funny because he said that. Like, yeah, shonen, it's so easy to remember. And I was thinking of. I remember a conversation out with Natalie because she said like, because I asked her, you gonna watch the new Bleach? And she was like, no, I would have to rewatch all of Bleach. But understandable because it's a long series. It's been a while since she's seen it. But she said like she does it with like a lot of shonens or like a lot of shows like My Hero. Every time a new season comes out, she watches all the previous seasons.
I'm the same way.
You rewatch the whole.
That's why
a lot of people do that.
That's why I'm the binge god. That's why I'm like so good at binging things. Is because it's like, oh, new season coming out, like One Piece chapter 1,000 dropping in 3 days. Let me just read 350 chapters.
That is a very common thing people do a lot.
But I feel like it's with like especially shonen like. As we happened in season 2 of My Hero, I know exactly what happened in season 2 of My Hero.
Name everything that happens in season 2 of My Hero.
Wait, we go with the summary?
Yes, because knowing bullet points isn't the same as rewatching
like,
it.
Oh yeah, I remember the Deku Todoroki
But that's
fight.
the thing,
it's like, okay, but do you remember like the themes behind certain things? You may generally remember because they're reinforced in later seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't remember specifics of what happens. And for some people like me, for example, like I'm not gonna rewatch all of Bleach. I might rewatch like the Arankar arc because I'm sure there's something I don't remember, and then rewatching that will further reinforce what's happening in 1,000 Year.
Well, that's the thing. Like, while I do agree, there is sometimes where there's like small specifics, all scenes that you just didn't pick up on. With certain like small or like just shonens, I feel like they're just so in your face. Like, what could you have missed? Like, why are you rewatching season 1 and 2 of My Hero? What did you truly miss in something like that, or something like I can't remember the other shows she said, but she said for the most part she rewatches all the seasons of every show that she just sees. I'm like, I don't know,
I semi agree. Like if I was gonna watch season 6 of My Hero, I wouldn't watch like probably 1 through 3, but I'd probably rewatch like 4 and 5 and then go into 6.
I get rewatching the previous season, and that I like get, but you're watching everything is kind of, I don't know, it's weird to me.
No, I can definitely see rewatching it.
I get even rewatching like a recap video because some things are just long.
You just love watching videos.
But she's like, no, I gotta rewatch all of Bleach. I gotta rewatch all of it. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I guess I don't know.
I mean, I think it's valid, honestly.
I don't know. I don't even think I have it because I told her I don't think I don't have a good memory. But for the most part, I can cram my head with useless information.
But if it's been like 4 years since you've seen something, or like Bleach, how many years has it been since the anime stopped?
Has it?
It's been a long time.
Longer than 4 years, I'll tell you that much.
It's been like, I think, close to almost 10 years. And it's like, if you didn't read the manga, you're probably going to want to rewatch Bleach. So you can, especially something like Bleach, because if you know what happens in the end, he does set up quite a few things leading into the last arc. And if you, like, even from, like, I'm talking about, like, the first season.
Right.
Like, from the beginning, he kind of set up things. which you could say it's like a retcon or whatever, but it's like it is set up and it's relevant in the last arc. Right. So like rewatching the whole thing would make sense, so you can lead into like, okay, I remember these themes, and then
which is fine with something like Bleach because it has been so long, you know. Just like when stuff comes out like once a year, I don't know. I don't think I can just forget all that or like what happens in something like in a year, unless it's super like heavy and in depth. Like, oh, you gotta remember every single like
AOT.
I don't even think I'd rewatch AOT.
I know people that every time a season came out, they'd rewatch AOT.
I didn't do that. I don't know. Maybe I just miss things.
But yeah, you do. Artist told me when you watched Attack on Titan with her, you always ask questions.
I never watched AOT with her.
Then maybe it was someone else, but like. I doubt you remember everything in Attack on Titan though. There is a lot. Like it is a shonen, but it is very.
No, I watched it with Ash, and she asked a lot of questions.
That's who it was. I think it was Ash. Because Artist told me it was someone.
Well, it wasn't. It was just me and Ash.
Artist always watched it every Sunday with Eduardo. Every once in a while I was there, but I always had church. I was out doing something. Every once in a while I joined, but I never asked questions.
Yeah, like I watched it with Ash, and she asked a lot of questions.
But season 4,
I was like, let's rewatch the whole thing. She's like, no, let's just start fresh. I remember it. And she's like, what's that? And I'm like, literally explaining season 2. What's this? Literally explaining season 3. Like if we were to just go ahead and restart from season 1, you'd already understand everything that's happening leading into the final season.
Okay. Well, now that I think about it, I am the type of person who goes out and watches watch like YouTube videos and like video essays about like things I like. Because with the way my brain works, when I get into something, I consume all aspects of it. Like with Overwatch, I'm learning every character lore. I'm watching character trailers. I'm doing that. I think it's something with my ADHD. I just consume. I'm like a black hole. Once I get into something, I just consume it.
Yeah. Which is fine. But I still think it's smart for a series that release like that to just go ahead and just watch. Not necessarily all of it. It depends on the series, like we said. But at least watch a couple seasons of it so that way you can understand what's happening. Because I would hate to go into something like right now with Berserk. It's only been a month and I fucking forgot everything in the last chapter. Not everything. I remember like the major plot points. But then it's like something in the current chapter. I'm like, well, when did this happen?
Well, I think that's also to do with the new author's version of Berserk. He's not very good at telling Berserk the way Miura was telling it, which is why I still do kind of think Berserk fell off. I'm not completely on I'm not gonna read Berserk. I'm still reading it, but like it has taken a step back in quality because Miura had a different writing style than this guy does. And I think the way he writes things does make it forgettable. Whereas Miura made sure you kind of remembered everything. Which
is why I told you, like, I want to reread it and then kind of like almost not read for a couple of years. Let it stack up and then like that's when I'm going to reread it.
Since Fantasia just ended, you can just reread, stop at the end of Fantasia and just let the next arc go for a little bit.
Yeah. But I think there is an argument to be made that you probably should rewatch. At least if you want to develop like a deeper understanding of things. Like if you're like Eduardo and you're very surface level with everything, then
well, someone like Eduardo will have to rewatch it because he
don't though.
Well, he doesn't pay attention for the most part when he's not. He's usually on his phone because I've been at his house while watching anime. He's on his phone. I'm like, how do you?
Did you hear that? Hear what? Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
but it's just people like Eduardo that ruin it. No.
Yeah, Eduardo's dumb. I'm like,
he's dumb.
Can't stand that guy.
But I think you probably should. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of Domestic Girlfriend earlier, I was gonna say this earlier, but we had a good conversation. I got Xenon to read Domestic Girlfriend, and 10 out of 10. He fell in love. He told me he's like, I've never been so in love with like a romance thing, and he's like, I don't even read manga, and I got him to read that, and he was like sucking it off.
I thought you liked romance, or like
no, he likes not like that. Like slice, it's like a slice of life thing, and he wants like titties. He's
the etchy guy.
That's like the kind of romance he wants. He wants like the romance etchy.
Yeah, that he's already into that genre of like.
But it's Domestic Girlfriend different. Like I wasn't into romance until I read Domestic Girlfriend. I was like, oh my god. And then like, I told you the first time I read it. Like I was addicted, and then Xenon was addicted. He busted out in like 3 or 4 days.
Because it's a very addicting series. The way it's written, she just made it very.
That's why you gotta read it.
Captivating. Devin. Which is why it'll still be a series that I will ride or die with. It's one of the like everyone, not everyone, but like most people have a series that like everyone dogs on it. But I'm like, that's my boy. I'm not gonna let you drag him to the mud. That's my champion.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I want to reread it actually.
Since I've read it,
because like it's been like 2 years since I've read it, and I want to reread it, even though I know what's happening, just to kind of like refresh. That's one of those things I think I could see myself rereading every couple of years, just to like re-experience it again.
It's a good reread. Just remember to stop 10 chapters before.
I told you not to stop 270. And then he called me at like 1 a.m. and he's like, "Bro, I gotta keep reading." And I'm like, "Cause 270 is like."
Yeah, the
and
drop
then,
off.
and then like, he was like, I'm like, Xenon, I'm gonna leave it up to you.
I remember.
But there's two endings. There's the good ending and then the bad ending.
I said Xenon, you got the headcanon ending. You're done. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I remember.
Knowing you, because the way he was talking about it, because he was giving me updates, I'm like, you could probably go ahead and finish the ending. However, I would rather you leave it at like the true ending, the deep ending.
Tyler,
and then he read it.
With you, I don't think there's anyone you can ever tell them and they will not read it.
No,
for the most part, everyone.
No,
curiosity
I know.
Will get the
Curiosity will get the
best.
best. I know. But,
did you read it?
Yeah, I read it.
Like all of it?
Because no one told me to stop.
Oh, yeah, you didn't have any.
I did.
Did you?
Yes, and you said the same thing. That's what I'm saying. You will never convince anyone to not read it because, especially how good Domestic Girlfriend is, they're gonna read it and be like,
but anyways,
how bad can it really? How bad can it really be?
Xenon read it and he's like, I wish I would have stopped. I wish I would headcanon it. And he gave me his headcanon. I'm like, that's dumb. This should be the headcanon. And he's like, that's better. Honestly, I wish that was the ending.
I remember you gave him like the Matrix speech. You gave him like the red and blue pill.
Yeah, I was like, you could take the red pill and experience true tranquility, or take the blue pill.
I want to meet someone who has the like. What
Thinks
is
the
the
ending's
word for it? Or no, like someone who can like have the patience or like whatever the word is.
The
to
mental
like,
fortitude.
Yeah, to just not read it. Just be like, you're right. This is the ending.
They're living in bliss right now, knowing that Domestic Girlfriend is the goat.
I want to meet that person.
Even now, like we know the ending. It's still the goat.
It's still the goat.
You just gotta like take the real ending.
Yeah, I just eliminated it. I'm like,
it's just erase your mind.
Like I'm like fucking Doodle Bob. It's like,
to me, the ending doesn't matter. It's about the journey.
It's about the journey. That is a very journey. Oh my god, the journey was.
Because the journey is amazing.
It's so good. Yeah,
I mean, I think we talked about this in the Xenon episode. I don't really care too much about endings. Endings don't really change anything for me.
I think endings don't have a negative, but they can have a very high positive. If it ends really good,
maybe.
I wouldn't say it has no negative. I don't think so. I
wouldn't say none. It has a slight, but like not enough. If the journey is so good, the ending doesn't matter too much to me. Like at the end of the day, I had so much fun watching and reading Naruto when I was reading it. The ending doesn't matter too much to me, especially because the true ending I got was Naruto versus Sasuke, which is what I care about anyways. Yeah. So the Kaguya thing didn't bother me as much because everything else I still enjoyed.
I agree.
Right, and Domestic Girlfriend, same thing. How I Met Your Mother. Like I have a lot of shows that have bad endings by most people's standards, but I don't care because the journey was fun for me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, I probably wouldn't say no negative, but it's talking to like
like
if it's like a 9.5 out of 10 series and it's a bad ending, I'm not gonna be like 3 out of 10 trash.
Yeah, like no.
Like, I'll probably just be like, it's it's still like a 9.95. It's just the ending just wasn't as good as it should have been.
Exactly.
Like Domestic Girlfriend, I'm gonna say still 10 out of 10. But it's like if I were to like take it in its entirety, probably like a 9.5. Because everything else is good. It's just that ending was atrocious.
Like the thing is, Domestic Girlfriend is not a top 3 manga for me for what I've read. But if it had a good ending, maybe it is. But it doesn't take it out of the top 10.
If it had the true ending,
it's for sure a top 10 manga for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. But getting in the top 3, you have to have a solid through and through. Like stuff like, I can spoil a little bit, but like it's whatever. No one cares about the manga 3 Red 3. Yeah, like Monster and 20th Century Boys have solid endings, which is why I'm like, yeah, they can just go above it. It makes sense. Obviously, Berserk isn't ended yet. But the journey is better than Domestic Girlfriend's journey, so
exactly,
it's willing to be above it.
It's more deep because there's more themes.
Yeah, and it's also action. I like action typically.
Fun. Then again, though, like I don't know, it's also it scratches a different itch than Berserk.
Yeah,
well, that's the thing.
For me, at this point, I've become more of a slice of life, which I don't really read anymore or watch action anyways. I think the last time I did was Attack on Titan. So I've really fell out of action. Action became because to me it become all formulaic and everything seems the same to me. So nothing really interests me. Even the part I enjoy about Chainsaw Man is the non-action parts of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
I enjoy more of the regular stuff that happens in Chainsaw Man than the fighting. I'm like, oh, they're fighting, whatever. And this chapter's boring. And they get back to school. I'm like, let's go. I've just become I've become a slice of life fan over time with aging, I guess. Action became boring.
What's your palette? I heard a guitar. What the fuck? I heard that too. Okay, Tyler. I think your guitar skills coming in.
You know what I mean?
And then you have been playing a lot recently.
I have. Well, not like recently. The past couple weeks. Something on my finger, so I couldn't play. But when I get back to Arkansas tonight, I'll probably start playing again. But yeah, playing at 50% speed. I love it.
Yeah, you're getting there.
Pretty fun.
Do you think your anime's tastes have changed over time?
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't tell you specifics right now. I feel like I actually don't think about it, but I feel like now that I've kind of like broadened my horizons with the stuff I've been reading and even watching. It's definitely like if you would have asked me 3 years ago, would a romance be top 10 for you? I'd be like, no shot, bro.
That's cap.
That's gotta be cap.
You call him gay and be like, this cap.
I'm like, what am I fucking like homosexual?
Yeah, I'm like gay.
Like, now it's like that TikTok sound like you're wrong, Sway.
Oh,
it's like
Sway did have
the answers.
You don't have the answers. That literally is me with like romance stuff, and it's like. There's things that I like. I did want to read Berserk, and I never even heard about Vagabond, but I wanted to get more like adult themes. But then it's like now that I've done that, my tastes have like really changed. I look back at Shonen, I'm like, this is low-key for kids. Like now that I've read things that are more adult oriented.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's not necessarily been my issue with like shonen, as I think it's for kids. Cause yeah, sometimes it's like
sometimes it feels childish.
Yeah, like I'm reading My Hero and not really Demon Slayer, but at points Demon Slayer, like the comedy is very kid friendly. But I think the story of Demon Slayer is not.
Oh no.
Yeah, but like
when I say for kids, it's like they'll make a joke. I'm like, this is like a Teen Titans Go Fart joke.
Yeah,
almost that, not quite that level, but like, what? But I think there is times.
Yeah, they get there.
I think it's funny that in My Hero, his humor was dogged on so much that he stopped doing it because everyone told him like, you're trash at comedy, stop doing it. He's like, you're right, I'll stop. True. Like he made a legit message. He was like, you know what? You guys and my editor told me I suck at comedy, so I stopped. And we're like, yeah, good.
Valid.
You should.
Well, it's even something like Grand Blue. I don't think I would have enjoyed Grand Blue when I first started college, honestly.
I think I would have, because to me, I would just view it as a comedy, right? It's just, I probably wouldn't classify it as the anime, because I would, in my mind, what I differentiated, I thought anime was always action. Like when I was younger, like in middle school, I assumed all anime was action. So if it wasn't that, I was like, oh, it's a cartoon. Like if it's like a regular slice of life, I was like, oh, it's just a cartoon.
Yeah. Gabe was like, you ain't throwing hands? Not an anime.
Not an anime. It's a cartoon.
So I probably would just read Grand Blue, but like, it's a funny cartoon. No,
like for me, when I'm thinking like, not just like middle school media now, because obviously I used to think Fairy Tail was the GOAT for real.
You liked SAO?
I loved SAO. It's what got me into anime.
Still do.
I still like SAO. It is like the
Top
anime.
10?
No, it's the anime that got me into anime. Because like you told me about like, I mean obviously I watched like Pokemon, Digimon, Beyblade, Bakugan, all that stuff when I was younger. I still don't really, I mean, they are animes, but I don't consider them animes. And even like Dragon Ball Z, I don't really, it's obviously an anime, but it's like, I watched it on Nickelodeon when I was younger, so it's like, I don't really consider it that much of an anime when I was younger. But SAO is like the one that truly, because I watched Fairy Tail, because you told me about Fairy Tail, and I watched it in middle school up to like Edalus, which I still like, don't know how I remember that arc. But anyways.
Why wouldn't you?
No, like, I remember like, fine details about that art. I don't know why.
Is Edalus the one on the island? Which one's Edalus?
Edalus is the one with the other world. It's Edalus land.
Where Mystigan's from.
Oh, yeah.
Mystigan's from, yeah.
You remember that arc? Out of all arcs, you remember that arc?
When I was younger, yeah.
Okay.
And this is also before I watched it. But SAO is the one that, like, I watched SAO, pulled an on-adder watching the whole season. I think I watched season 2 as well. And then that's what, like, oh, I should probably start watching anime. So, like, obviously comparing that to now, it's changed. But I'm comparing it more to, like, freshman year of college to now. So it's like when I first got to college, now that I'm graduating, what's the difference in my taste just in that 3-year span? And it's drastically changed.
Drastically changed?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, in certain regards.
Not even joking, like actual seriousness, when I watched SAO, it was the complete opposite. It made me not want to watch anime. Because I, like, my friend from middle school, Walker, was like, you gotta.
Oh, Walker?
Yeah, he was like, you like anime, Walker. Right? He's like, you watch Fairy Tail? Fairy Tail's let me put you on some.
It's something light.
It's something light.
That's something light. He was like, saw online. He's like, you gotta get into some other anime. You gotta broaden your horizon. I'm like, I'll broaden my horizon. He put saw online. And I was like, this is what all anime is like. I don't want to watch anime anymore. Yeah. And for a period, I was like, anime is trash then. The only good animes are Dragon Ball Z. Nothing else is good anymore. I mean, and I eventually found Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood. And I can't remember what the other one was that I found. Magi, right? Yeah, those two. And I was like, okay, anime is good. He just gave me a trash one.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny that SAO had the complete opposite effect on us.
Well, it's also funny because remember, like, you probably don't, but you remember, like, I watched all those, like, ecchi harem animes. You probably know. There's like
in middle school?
No, in high school. Like
freshman,
sophomore year.
I do remember that time period.
Anyone said any kind of ecchi anime, I was like, I don't know the names, but it's like, oh, that's where this happens. And they're like, how the fuck do you know that? And I'm like, yeah, I've been watching shit.
I remember that.
And it was probably because of SAO, like, because it was a shorter. Because SAO is not ecchi, but it's like adjacent.
It's isekai.
It's isekai. So it got me into like that genre, and then I like that's when I found One Piece, and I was like, oh wait, things are better just like not with tits. Like you just, I mean, One Piece obviously, but like,
what are you on about?
but like that's not like the forefront of the thing. You know what I mean?
You could have fooled me.
Like High School DxD, it's like half the story revolves around Rias' chest. And
I don't know about that.
It kind of does. Issei literally fought a whole demon lord because of he thought he was on half the size of Rias' chest. But then it's like, oh wait, there's actually like other stuff, and then I started branching out more.
I do remember that because like I heard you say something. I'm like, bro, ain't that the kid who only watches like SAO and Fairy Tale?
Yeah.
What do you know about? What you know about this? What you know about High School DxD, Ty? Come on.
You don't know about that.
You don't know anything about that.
Yeah. But SAO like got me into that. So
interesting.
I mean, I do like isekai at this point. I don't know if it was because of Sword Art Online that
it's like
I subconsciously had this hate for isekai. But like when I was young, I know Eduardo specifically remembers because I remember he always brings it up. He's like, you used to hate isekai like with a passion. I don't know if it's because of Sword Art Online, because that I genuinely don't know why. I had some hate for isekai. I was like, isekai is garbage. I'm not watching it. And then I think I watched Overlord, and I was like,
maybe it's not bad.
I was like, I'll give isekai a chance. I dipped my toe in a little bit, watched a little bit more isekai. I was like, okay, I'm the isekai guy. And I fully dove in. I've seen like almost like not all the isekais. There's so many, but like I've seen tons of isekai.
Gabe was truly the Kanye meme. Got the answers right.
Yeah,
you know, Sway has the answers.
Yeah, I mean, I still do think SAO is not even a good isekai. So.
It's not. I do think SAO would be better. And
if it was 100 episodes long,
yes,
of course you do.
Well,
like if they actually took time to flesh out each floor, as opposed to spending like 6 episodes on the first floor, and all of a sudden they're on floor 27. It's like
I do agree.
That's kind of dumb. Like, how the fuck we skipped everything, and now you're just like a god. You're like you have dual wielding. You're just a beast.
As a kid, I always had to take. I haven't rewatched it now. It's been so long, but like I remember we were watching at Eduardo's house, and I always make the same take. If they just took time in each episode with a different, like fleshed it out, I feel like I would have enjoyed it a little bit more. Because like the thing is, I liked the concept of SAO.
It's really fun.
It's fun. We were kids. We like video games. Like, oh, this would be so cool if I went into a video game and did this.
I mean, fuck now. Give me a nerve gear. I'm going to SAO right now.
That's crazy. But who said you're not the main character? You're
That's why I went 2 hands on 1 sword.
Okay, you do more damage. It's a fun concept.
Yeah.
And I feel like if each floor and different levels, they took time to flesh it out, give them like rules. I thought it would be fun.
I think genuinely, if you just did that, took the time to flesh it out, as opposed to just like taking so long on the first floor and then just skipping like 27, 34, 55, and just skipping all the floors.
I think you can flesh it out, but you don't have to do every single floor.
Not every floor, but like...
Not quite every floor, but like don't skip 20 floors.
Because I think one example I think does this really well is Solo Leveling does a really good... I don't know if you haven't read Solo Leveling yet.
It's been a long time.
You have read it.
Well, I've read like the first 40 or 50 chapters. Okay, or no, not that much. Like probably 30 or 40. But it was just like... I was reading it weekly when it first came out.
I think Solo Leveling did a good job at doing like a floor. It was like a floor-based thing because he had to go through different levels. And not to spoil the story anymore, it's actually getting anime now. But like he had to go through different levels of things, and I thought they did a good job showing an intermediate amount. They didn't show every single one because that would get monotonous and you'd get bored if they showed you every single one.
Of course.
Well, I think actually the reason why I have that is because I read Tower of God, and they did a really good job fleshing out floors.
Yeah, that's why I thought, because he's really good.
It's obviously different, but it's like I watched SAO, and then I got into Webtoons like a year later, and I was like, yo, honestly, if SAO just did what Tower of God is doing right now and fleshed out not every floors, but like the major floors,
and make them interesting,
like every 5th floor or something, and make them interesting. Like,
give them game roles.
Like, Tower of God, it's like you can go to this floor and go in between, and like you flesh out the big one, and then you just have like your grinding floors or whatever.
I would actually say
that would be fun.
Tower of God's actually a better example of it because they do it really well.
So I said like if SAO did that, they would get better rep.
Yeah.
If they fleshed out just major floors like that, it would be way better. But then we get a fucking 2-episode mini arc. That's what it is. 2-episode mini arc of like someone died in a place they shouldn't die. Let's go solve the murder. Oh my god, he has a knife. It's like, who the fuck cares about this, dude? I don't care about this no-name town. Like, I want to know like the boss room. Like, flesh out the boss room. I don't know. The pacing is just terrible. It goes slow and then fast, and then slow and then fast.
Yeah.
If it was fleshed out like Tower of God, it'd be way better.
Maybe it is in the light novel. You never know.
It might be, yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe they don't skip as many. Maybe it was just an anime choice.
Yeah, maybe it was rushed.
Animation is good though.
It is A1, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I too like water.
Do you think your anime tastes have changed or no?
No, I think they, if anything, they more of like refined in a way, of more maybe matured. I don't think they changed. I'm still the same kid who likes his shonen.
Yeah.
I've branched out and found myself liking things I didn't think I would like.
That's why I say like I feel like my tastes haven't changed, but there's certain regards where it has changed. I'm still a simp for action shonen. Like it's always a special place in my heart.
That'd be me.
But it's like.
But I feel like there's a difference between enjoying it though and like having it like regarding it highly, like because I can still like I can maybe still enjoy a good like I told you I enjoyed reading Fire Force. It wouldn't touch me at like top 50.
Yeah, like, I enjoyed Fire, especially like the manga part at the end.
Yeah, like
it goes crazy.
Like those fights are fun and hype. Like I like reading Black Clover. I think Black Clover is really mid, but like the fights and stuff is hype. Like I can still enjoy it, but it's about like in your regard. Like back then, I'd be like Dragon Ball Z is like the best written thing ever because it was hype, and now I can separate those things. That's like what I mean.
Different spots.
Because I can still enjoy things, but it's different than how I regard it.
Yeah, I just like when I can tell when I'm just enjoying something just for the hype, and then if I'm enjoying something because the story itself is just making me enthralled and putting me into the story. Oh, I didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's just like you have to
just separate too. Because you still like
So it's like, yo, this is like the GOAT of action shonen, and then this is like the actual GOAT.
Yeah, and then here's an actual like shonen who's written well.
Yeah.
And has good fights.
Yeah.
But I know Jose just has not matured that point yet where he can separate them.
Yeah, he's still.
So is Xenon. That's why I'm trying to like change Xenon because he's still very middle school brain.
Not really.
Not really.
Xenon has, when we talk about like Iron-Blooded Orphans, and when I talk to him about like Code Geass,
well, with certain things, his middle like
those are like political animes.
He loves High School DxD. That's like his go.
I mean, yeah,
but like a lot of people
do
though, right?
Like,
it's you can like I feel like it's a different thing though. I don't think he would.
Jose and him.
He wouldn't argue like High School DxD is written better than Code Geass. He would just say he enjoys it more. It's like different to him.
Yeah.
Whereas Jose wouldn't argue obviously because he's too pussy to.
Passive,
but like like in his mind, he does genuinely think Sword Art Online is like up there with like Attack on Titan.
Food Wars up there.
Yeah, like he genuinely thinks Food War is and like Attack on Titan are there, like right next to each other. There's not that much of a difference because he doesn't differentiate enjoyment with just like quality.
It's quality, yeah.
He's like, I enjoyed Food Wars more, so I think Food Wars is the better.
We talked about this
better.
Like I can respect Bungo Stray Dogs and the quality of the story that they put out. However, I didn't enjoy it when I watched it.
Yeah, me and you talked about.
But I can like objectively, it's good, but. At the time, it wasn't for me.
Yeah,
I think it's very creative.
It's innovative. Like the things that they did, like the power system, it's really fun and interesting. But I just didn't enjoy it at the time, which is why I want to rewatch it because I hate having like that's like my one dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess other than like One Piece I dropped.
Yeah. I mean, I stuck through it, but like me and you had this conversation, Tyler. Like, I like the story. I like what it's trying to do. Just like it can never
do it right.
Put me into this. Like I never found myself wanting more. Yeah. Like the power system is really cool. I really like how they're all named after books. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And I have favorite characters. Like there's characters I love, like Rampo and Dazai. I'm like, yeah, I really like these characters. It's just it never truly hooked me. I feel like it was like always teasing me.
Yeah.
I think the issue is just the cast though. Like you say you enjoy character, but it's like two people of like a cast of way more than two.
Yeah.
I think the cast in general is what makes Bungo Stray Dogs not as enjoyable.
You think so? Is it a cast issue?
I think if the cast was really good, like you would enjoy it way more. Because the story is fine.
Yeah, the story is fine.
I think it genuinely just comes down to the cast. The cast isn't as enjoyable. The main character, no one really likes the main character. The rival character, no one even really cares about, other than his powers. Like that's pretty cool. Yeah. But like no one cares about his character. And then you have the mentor, which usually in anime everyone always loves the mentor. Dazai, you'd call the mentor character. Everyone loves Dazai.
He's that guy.
Yeah. And then Rampo, like the side smart character, everyone also likes. That's like those are like the default gimme characters everyone always likes, right? Shikamaru, Kakashi, like the sensei and smart character. Typically people always like them. It's kind of hard to mess those up. If you do mess those up, your series is in trouble.
You're just bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, and it might just be my opinion, but Fire Force, I think the plot's like it's okay. But I really enjoyed the characters. I thought they were really a lot of them were kind of like ended up being tropey and like one-horse ponies or one-trick ponies. Yeah, but it's like
Arthur and Tamaki.
Exactly, like they kind of like fit their niche and that's all they did for a while. But you enjoy the characters, therefore you enjoy the story more. The characters really reinforce the mid plot.
I don't know. I get annoyed when that happens. That's why I get annoyed at One Piece sometimes because sometimes it is tropey.
Yeah,
Like,
it's always tropey.
It's always tropey.
The characters were set from like chapter 60, and that's what they are for the rest of the
That's just like a shonen thing. It's just tropey. Your characters kind of just end up being tropey.
Except for Attack on Titan, but
Except for AOT, yeah. But for the most part, shonens they just end up being tropey.
Yeah, because that's what it's catered to be a like not I don't want to say generic in a bad way, but it's made to not be too complex. It's formulaic because it's like regardless of how you feel about how compassionately you like your series, they are made for 13 to 15-year-olds. Yeah, 17. So that's their demographic. They don't want to make it too complex, so people don't lose interest.
Technically 17 under, yeah.
What?
Technically 17 under, yeah.
Or 13 to 17, then I guess, yeah. Either way.
Yeah, good job, Tyler. I don't know what they did.
They don't care about the 17-year-olds.
I hate. Yeah, no, but it ends up being tropey because they are catering to young repeat individuals.
And kind of what you said on the Fire Force though is how I feel about Black Clover. I think Black Clover has a good cast at points. Like the Black Bulls are like mainly.
I love the Black Bulls. Yeah.
The Black Bulls are mainly the good cast, right? Everyone else can take it or leave. I don't really care about half the other characters.
There's separate like individual characters.
Yeah, maybe every now and then. Like Fugielian has his moments, I guess.
He exists.
He exists, but like for the most part, if you ate a Black Bull, you're important to me in Black Clover. And the Black Clover plot, extremely mid. It is a generic story of like this is the guy fight big bad guy. Like it's nothing complex.
You lose, but you don't because you push your limits, and then
and then training arc. Like it's very formulaic and it is what it is. But I enjoy it because the cast is good. So I think if give like the Black Clover or like the Black Bulls cast to like Bungo Australians, it might go dummy.
Starting some fusions.
Because I think Bungo had an interesting story. I just didn't like the characters that much. Yeah. They were just kind of
their little group they were always
they're forgettable in my opinion. Like I can only remember Dazai because how much like Jose loves Dazai, and then you like Dazai.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a cool character.
I don't know his name, but like the guy that like doesn't have powers, but like he thinks he has powers.
Yeah, Rumpo,
yeah, he's like the detective guy. And he's like, if I put my glasses on,
he doesn't pretend he has power. Okay,
no,
I guess
he genuinely thinks he like it's like Arthur.
Yeah, I think
no. They've went into it, and he doesn't. Oh, you haven't finished the series, but he doesn't genuinely think he has powers. He knows he doesn't have powers.
Oh,
he acts like he does though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I gotta rewatch it. So I can just not make bad opinions.
Spoilers for the mid-bow stray dogs.
Mid-bow stray dogs. Mid-bow stray men.
Yeah, I went in Gabe's bathroom and I held it. I was like, what is this?
Give him the camera a show real quick. What was that?
Yeah.
He is the thickest member of Jowp.
I mean, are we saying Madara's not a member of Jowp now?
Is Madara thick?
Yeah, you see Madara.
Yeah, you're right.
But like, that's him. You see that? Yeah, that's him.
He is courageous. He is courageous.
I saw Madara like he was laughing one day. He's like, he
like, how are you clapping?
How
are you doing that?
Yeah, remember when Madara only had one arm? Yeah.
True.
Remember the days when we used to be Naruto fans?
I still am.
Yeah, but like that was like the thing we all agreed that we're like, yeah, this is the show we talk about, and now we like never talk about Naruto.
Oh, funny you talk about you bring it up because I was thinking about it the other day because I was thinking about like my goat, like what's my ride or die. And I was like, I really don't talk about Naruto anymore. But I feel like something like Naruto, I feel like I'm just exhausted because I talked so much Naruto back. Whether it's power scaling, character interactions, just anything. I just exhausted my Naruto.
You, like depleted your energy for it.
Not like I don't. If someone new came to me and talked about it, yeah, I can still talk about it. But like, me and Gabe have countless nights where we just talked about Naruto.
True.
Just.
I'm not denying it.
No, that's like that's all we did. We
did.
We would have hours conversations, and then we were like, all right, yep, good Naruto talk. All right, see you next time for our next Naruto session. Just I don't know. I feel like I talked about it so much, and I find it easier talking about stuff like One Piece because there's so much to it.
Dude, you ain't even finished it yet. Just wait till you catch up. Once you catch up, there's just so much stuff.
There is.
Every time I see a fucking TikTok, I'm like, oh, Deven. I feel like Deven would love this. He ain't that whole cake though.
It's funny because I still see things from the manga. I'm like, oh, well, the girl now. I'm like, yeah, she's wearing that. She's wearing that though.
It's Nami with tattoos, bro. Like, average One Piece fan, bro, sees a reskin Nami. Oh, she's kind of bad though. Like, bro,
wait till
it's reskin Nami, bro.
It's a formula that works. Don't break it.
I forget her name, but she was in that one panel like a couple chapters ago, and she was in the Marines, and she had like the choker on with the spikes. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'll show you after.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's like, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. It's not Nami reskinned. Is she bad?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Perona?
No, it's not Perona. Perona bad too.
But like, not a reskin.
No, she was in the
bad.
Navy. The girl's in the Navy. It was like 3 chapters ago or something, and she had like the tomboy cut with the choker with the spikes.
Not sure. I don't really pay too much attention to One Piece at this point.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's why like I'm waiting for you to catch up, because if you can just fucking catch up, then it's like I can send you so much more stuff.
I will.
And I feel like you'll especially Whole Cake. I think you're gonna love Whole Cake.
I'm back. And then Tyler can finally talk to someone who enjoys One Piece.
Yeah. I'm like, Gabe, did you see this? And Gabe's like, kind of mid. I'm like,
yeah, true. Yeah, I'm back in my anime bag. So once I finish this small stuff, I'm gonna grind out One Piece again. Only have 300 or 400 plus episodes. No, because I'll be slowing at reading. But bring back to Naruto. Something Naruto that's already
of course, the Naruto podcast.
Since it's already ended, and when it comes to me and Gabe, I talked so much about it. I don't know what new topic I could bring up. I'm like, oh yeah, this is something interesting I could talk about Naruto.
I mean, it's weird that like I guess not weird, but like a lot of Naruto fans don't read Boruto or anything. But like there is Boruto as an option. It does expand the Naruto lore, and there's more to talk about there. Well. Like, you just don't read it or watch it.
Oh, at this point, I'm just waiting, because when it first was introduced, I was that one boomer Naruto fan, like
Swag Kage?
Yeah, I was like, Naruto.
Swag Kage, eventually we converted him. We were like red pill. He was like, you're right.
I will convert, because like at first, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch the anime. I'm gonna grind out the anime, and then I realized the anime is nothing but filler. But I heard the anime is now getting to like real stuff, so I don't know.
Even still, it's such a bad thing. The manga's just better. Like even Swag said the same thing. So I was like, I'll give it a shot when the anime like comes out. Yeah. He was like, anime's trash, bro. Like everyone's like, it's so confusing to watch the anime because of how they chose to adapt it. He's like, I'll just read it.
Because didn't you say it was like you'll have like sections that are filler of the same episode, like filler, not filler, filler, not. So you have to like
and then they have anime canon.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, because like I keep bringing up power scaling, there is like a difference between like canon and anime and manga. So when the manga does finish, I will read it. I've already told
finish for years.
For years?
It's a monthly.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's not gonna finish for years.
Well, I'm not in the mood to like jump ship and just read it and dive in it. But I have told myself once it finishes it, I'm gonna read it all and then give like my just criticisms. I'm gonna do what I do with Naruto, just grind it out, read the whole manga, and be like, yeah. It's my goat.
Boruto's gonna be your goat? That's crazy.
No, but I am a boomer Naruto fan. I love it.
It's like a cold take though. I think.
What? That you don't want to read Boruto?
Yeah. I think it's not really like.
No, I told myself I'm gonna read it. Once it finishes.
I mean, Deven didn't specify by saying this is a hot take. Though.
No, basically, like he's like, I'm not one fan that doesn't. It's like I'm not the one fan.
Well, because I do see it on Twitter. People like, y'all Naruto fans really think you're cool not reading Boruto. I'm like, okay.
Not really. They don't think they're cool. They just don't want to.
Yeah, they don't want to. I don't. Where Naruto ended, I was happy with. I'm like, okay, I'm happy with this. I don't have a reason to go out to read Boruto, because like some of my favorite parts in Naruto, I've seen things where I've seen Boruto. I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool and all. Just like I like traditional Naruto fights, and I've seen that Boruto isn't like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Just I've heard that, because I think it was someone like his name was Six. He said like chakra and like the fighting has just changed in Boruto.
It's just how shonen escalates.
Escalates.
Never, like everyone always wants to complain about it, stuff like Dragon Ball and Naruto changing, but that's just the way it has to work. Even One Piece does it. It's not to the same extent because their power system is different, but the fighting does change because as you evolve, you can't keep doing the same things because people get stronger, new techniques are implemented. Which
I'm never mad at. I'm not the type of fan like, oh, this is bad because of this. But it's like, I like Naruto for these reasons. It ended. I don't need anything else. If it's going on and it's changing, that's cool. Maybe I'll give it a try in the future, but right at the moment, I'm fine at where I'm at. I love Naruto for these reasons, and I'm gonna stick to it.
Did you ever say you loved Naruto at some point, Tyler?
I wouldn't say loved, but I distinctly remember, like, it's been 3 or 4 years ago, we were at the mall, and you and I talking about Naruto, just generally like, oh, like, not really power scaling, but it's like I saw this thing about this person, let's talk about it, And you made a good point where it's like Kishimoto kind of left things open, which gives the fans a lot of things to work with. So it's not just like, it's not just set in stone, this happened, that's it. It's like, this didn't happen, what if this happened? And it opens up the doors for a lot of people to talk about like what could have happened. And because
also the history of Naruto is so deep that you can go to characters that never interacted. What if they did interact, right? There's always like Minato. Minato's such a character everyone loves, but he had such a small window because he died so young. It's like what if Minato was there?
It's like the way he wrote his story is like it's kind of like
it's the perfect what if.
Honestly. Yeah, it's like a video game. Like if this choice didn't happen. Because like we see like what the choice is and how affected, because the effects go down generations, right? So we're like, oh, it's just one thing that happened. Because sometimes all it is just one decision, and it's so cool just to see what would have happened.
Yeah, I think that's because remember you saying that, and I think that's why I enjoyed Naruto. Obviously, it's fun. The power system is pretty cool. It's flashy fights, kind of sometimes with like the big fireballs and stuff. It's interesting, but.
The big fireballs. Yeah.
He said the fights are interesting. Big fireballs. I'm like, yeah, Tyler, big fireball. That's what Naruto fights are.
Basically, and then okay, I do love the fight choreography, like with the kunais and the taijutsu and stuff like that. Like I love the Kakashi Obito fight. I just love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's art. It literally is art. But yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm a fan of Naruto. I wouldn't say like I'm as big a fan of obviously as y'all too, but I mean, yeah, I like Naruto. It's a solid like 7.75 for me,
which is reasonable. But like Gabe said, like the history of Naruto is like one of my favorite aspects of Naruto. I love how he expands each branch and like how they're all like interconnected in a way, and it's amazing.
I'm always so torn about how I feel about Naruto because as a whole, I feel like I don't know, like I'm just so torn because the cast of Naruto is amazing for the most part.
Yeah.
Like I love all the villains for the most part. I think besides like Zabuza, which I know is probably a hot take. I didn't like the whole Zabuza and Haku. Yeah. I thought they were boring to me. But like aside from that, I liked all the villains from there. The main people in Konoha like Kakashi, it's Sasuke,
Kakashi.
Not really Neji. Hinata at points I thought was interesting because of her like family dynamic, not like her love interest, but like
it was the main
dynamic with the Hyugas. I thought was interesting. Naruto obviously an interesting character, and then there's other characters like Minato who are just like not even really in the story, but I'm just like he's cool. Obito, I really enjoy Obito.
I will say there is one major glaring thing I don't like about Naruto, and I don't know if this stems kind of like, I don't want to say stems from me being a One Piece fan, but obviously, like y'all know me, I love world building and I love characters and stuff, and I love One Piece. They have big crew, everyone's unique, all that stuff, right? Naruto with the Konoha 12, everyone except for the Team 7 kind of just became obsolete,
I guess,
and towards the end, which was kind of annoying because it's like they were such like the Sasuke retrieval, they were such a big part in the original Naruto. And then it's like, obviously, because things have to progress, Naruto gets stronger, Sasuke gets stronger, Sakura gets stronger. And then, like, other ones have their moments, but everyone just be like, I saw Kiba, I don't give a fuck about Kiba, get the fuck off my screen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about you. Or, like, 10-10. Like, yeah, it's cool that you can hold the weapons, but it's like, I don't give a shit about you.
Well, they all fought people important in the reanimation part of Naruto, so they do have their moments. And you could say the same thing with One Piece Straw Hats. What is Frankie doing if, like, Black Senor Pinto?
Hold on to the scene.
They do the same thing. They fight lesser characters. That's exactly what Naruto people do. I think it's just more you enjoy the Straw Hat crew.
I do enjoy the crew.
Yeah, because Konoha 12 still does, I think they do the same thing Luffy's crew do. It's just you probably like Luffy's crew more.
Yeah, because they have better interactions. They feel like more of like a family.
But I've also seen that take a lot online too. Is that they kind of just became obsolete.
Well, that's
the fan like take of everyone because everyone wants Neji and Lee to be stronger than what they were. But like at the end of the day, compared to what the Straw Hats do, it's pretty much the same thing. Straw Hats fight lesser people. So did the Konoha 12 during the reanimation part where Kabuto reanimated a whole bunch of random niggas. They fought random niggas. That's what Straw Hats do. They fight random members of the person's crew. They're not fighting Kaido. They're fighting Kaido's crew. So it's like, yeah, Neji didn't get to fight the big boss. Okay, neither did like Nami.
Didn't. I think we were gonna say Zoro, and I was like,
Nami didn't fight the big boss.
Zoro did fight the big boss.
Yeah, if you're gonna say Zoro, I'll say Sasuke. Sasuke fought Deidara.
Yeah, I just think it's different when it comes to the Straw Hats because like I feel like it's more emotional. Like it's like you see them as a family. You see all their character interactions with Konoha 12. mean, yeah, they interact sometimes, but
I think it does.
they're not as
I just
close.
didn't like the characters as much. Like, I didn't give a shit about Kiba.
Well, that's the thing. People
Well,
always
it's also like
Or,
it's kind of like how Black Clover is, where because they're a crew, like Konoha 12, they just live in the same village.
Yeah,
They're not a team, right? That's why Team 7 feels better because they are actually a team.
They're a team.
That's the difference between the Straw Hats. They're a crew, so of course they're gonna feel more close to each other, like the Black Bulls, because they're a team. Whereas Konoha 12, they just live with each other. They're not a team per se. And
I hate the take where people say like, "Oh, Naruto doesn't have good side characters," and they only talk about the Konoha 12. Like, you didn't care about you only care about 4 niggas out of the Konoha 12. What about all these other cool side characters like Gaara, Minato? Like, we have all these other side characters. Like, no,
Itachi.
yeah,
You can't say Itachi's not a side character because he is.
Yeah.
But no, the Konoha 12. The show's ruined because the Konoha 12 ain't in the show. I'm like, it's such a dumb take.
I think it's just
there's so many good.
I just don't know if it's a nostalgia thing. But just looking back at like original Naruto, I love the Konoha 12. Like they were just so interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, in
that's
early
how
Naruto
is because early Naruto is about building them up, right?
Yeah.
because
what it is.
that's where the main story takes place.
And
It
then
takes
just ended
place.
up, like I feel like going nowhere with them.
I guess
Because the story wasn't about them.
Yeah, it's
though.
not
It was
about
called
them, I get
Naruto,
that.
not Konoha 12.
No, I get it.
it was
Like
never.
One Piece is called One Piece, so it's about like the crew. It's just the way the stories are written differently.
No, yeah, I
One
get
Piece was always made to be a crew story. Naruto was made to be a Naruto story.
Yeah.
Yeah, since the beginning of Naruto only mainly took place in the Leaf. Those people just so happened to live in the Leaf, and in the same generation of Naruto, so Naruto interacted with them.
Yeah. But that's like the only thing I would say that I didn't.
And honestly, you wouldn't even say it's a complaint. It's just a preference.
No, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a preference thing. It's not like a complaint. It's just I don't even remember what I said. But it's just like not a qualm or anything. It's just like it's just something that's.
It's just a preference.
I noticed that.
And if you truly think about it, people love Lee because of that one fight he had.
I love Lee
No,
because
people love Lee for more than
You
just
think
that.
so?
because
Yes.
like if you break down Lee's character, he is like the guy that's truly hard work.
No, yeah, I think
conquers, and it's like especially coming from someone with a sports background, it's like he's just more relatable than like Naruto, who he trained but he was given his powers. So
Yeah,
it's like
No, I hate that.
I think it was a
give and
50-50.
take, but like Naruto only got his powers so much later in the series. He had to work for everything.
No. I say he trained. Lee was given pretty much nothing.
Nothing.
He had to train from the bottom. Same thing with Guy. They were training from the bottom effectively.
Yeah, Naruto.
I don't know about Guy. Guy had a dad who was pretty important.
Yeah, he did teach him the 8 gates.
No,
I get
I get that. But he wasn't born like.
I'll give you Lee, but I won't give you Guy.
Guy was literally the guy. He was never not the guy.
You were born with the name Guy. You were gonna. Your name is White Guy. He had that. He wasn't gonna be no one.
No, but
He literally
Lee
rivaled
definitely
Kakashi.
he is started from the bottom and he worked his way up to being strong.
No, he did. Yeah, he did.
And it's like seeing him like I love the Gaara Lee fight. It's one of my favorite fights in Naruto. I think it's
up there.
it's pretty.
It's alright.
It's better.
think
There's
it's
better
fun.
fights.
No. I just like
Kakashi
it
versus
because
Obito,
it was just fun.
Still
I mean,
super
I still
Naruto.
love Kakashi Obito. It's probably my favorite fight, totality of Naruto. But
Yeah,
I just
it's
like
pretty
Lee
good.
as a character.
Personal favorite would have to be Madara versus the whole Shinobi Alliance because I would also.
That was
include
clean, yeah.
I consider the 5 Kage a part of that
But
fight.
right,
Yeah,
Where he's just
That's
stuck on
cheating,
it.
that's-
He's like, oh, y'all
I
5v1.
guess.
it is.
I
It
guess.
counts.
I do love the like, oh, y'all 5v1 me? I'll 5v1 you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, should they have Susanos? I think they should have Susanos.
To this day, it's like
so
if I did
petty.
a top 5 fight, it is there. It's my top 5
He
fight.
cuts Tsunade in half and he's like, Hashirama would have regenerated by now.
Hashirama better. Hashirama better.
Like Hashirama was his young boy.
Hashirama better.
I also love it when Hashirama, like his clone pulled up, he's like, you're a fake, I hate you.
He's like, I'm not fighting you.
Hashirama.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Dude,
Madara's
as
just
a
so
character
funny.
was One of the reason why I love the reason why I have I wouldn't say I have them above One Piece, but like the reason I find Bleach and One Piece or Bleach and Naruto more enjoyable at points is because of the villains.
One Piece has pretty bad villains.
I'm a
though.
very
it does.
as you guys know, I really like villains. That's like my favorite aspect of shows I like is I like a good antagonist to drive the story. And One Piece,
I agree.
famously, unless you're a One Piece dick rider, you will not admit it. But like most people admit, One Piece has bad villains. That's not what they're known for.
Yeah.
You can tell they're not known for it when people keep
They're
running on
one-dimensional.
Crocodile. They're running on Crocodile, who was like what in chapter 100 or something. If you're still
I am
riding
that
on
person.
Crocodile, then you know your villains are not good.
I am that man.
You've read the current one, you know,
when he's introduced.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but like they're
And then he doesn't
they're
become
gonna start
relevant for like
fleshing him out though.
now
Yeah,
they don't
now.
know that when they were cock-riding Crocodile.
No. I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Like I will say that's like one
you
of the
got,
bad
like-
things, other than like maybe pacing sometimes, but that's one of the bad things about One Piece is they just don't have good villains.
No good villains.
They're
And it
just-
makes
they're
it.
just, like, they're just one dimensional. Like they flesh out some of the backstory. It's like not saying like I condone what Doflamingo did, but it's like he was kind of raised in that environment.
Honestly, Doflamingo is their best villain, really.
But he is the best villain, probably. Exactly.
Because for the most part, One Piece villains feel like Monster of the Week. Like, Kaido and Big Mom felt like Monster of the Week type of villains that I did not care about.
Yeah.
It makes me...
And then, like, you look at, like, Blackbeard. I mean, we don't know much about Blackbeard yet, but it's like... He's basically just evil just to be evil.
Exactly. He doesn't exist. It's boring. He's a Frieza villain. I don't care about Frieza.
We kind of know a little bit about Blackbeard's backstory, but not enough to, like, warrant what he's doing. And like you told me at the show, Oda might throw a curveball and like make us like low-key like, oh, he's justified with what he's doing.
Yeah,
but that's a big what if, and that's gonna be way later on in this series.
And if he does, then but like, okay, Oda finally did a good villain. Yeah, maybe depending on like some people.
The only thing I do like about Blackbeard,
the villains, which Marines are okay villains, they're like whatever.
They're kind of just like. The only thing that they have going for them is like what's truly just. It's like the power dynamic. It's like
I do like
victory.
That,
the history is written by the victors, so it's like
they
won. So then it's like they get to decide what justice is, and that's what Luffy says. Like who gets to decide what justice is?
Yeah.
And or no, Blackbeard.
I was like, does he say that? Who said that?
I think it was Blackbeard.
I think that was Doflamingo. That was Doflamingo.
Doflamingo.
Yeah, Doflamingo.
It was one of them.
Well, Blackbeard like implies it, but Doflamingo.
Yeah,
he said during Marineford.
Yeah. So it's like the winner of this battle gets to decide what justice is, and it's like.
True.
It's true, and that's like the only thing that the Marines kind of have going for them. But they're also very like fodder. They're just bad.
Like when you think about the Marines, the people that everyone like, that's the guy I like is Akainu. It's the only one everyone agrees like is cool because Akainu is cool.
Yeah.
He like looks cool. He has a cool power.
Yeah, exactly.
But even then, do you know about his
and even then,
it's
just the admirals in general. Like
Fujitora,
like they're strong. They're strong guys, and they're
Fujitora is kind of cool. Like
Fujitora has an interesting
like on Dressrosa. Like I'm interested to see more about him.
Yeah.
And then like another mysterious like, Shanks. He's mysterious, and then it's like people love Shanks because they don't know much about him.
Well, the thing is, like, I want to know more about these characters. Oda doesn't. Oda's like, no.
Oda,
you like my character?
No,
I don't.
Oda's the epitome of in time. Like, you'll know about them in time.
Even then, though, it feels like we finished the arc in Wano, and it feels like I barely know anything about Kaido. Like,
his arc, don't know anything about him,
His, like, we know stuff. We don't know anything.
Like, no, anything as in, like, you know generally what his motives are, and you know a little bit about his backstory.
Yeah.
But most of his backstory comes from his crew's backstory.
Exactly.
Like them talking about how they met Kaido, and it's like you can kind of like piece together his like whole timeline.
And for Kaido being a character who was introduced so early and foreshadowed and built up to, he feels so blank to me. Like
that's why I want Blackbeard to pay off because he was introduced before Skypiea.
Yeah, he was early.
So it's like it's before Skypiea he's introduced. So it's like I want that, I want him to build up to it. I don't want him to just to be like, oh yeah, I'm just like evil and I wanted the One Piece.
So that's so boring.
Like I want him to like what you said. I want him to have a justified reason that's gonna split the fan base. I want the fan base split 50-50. Do you defend Blackbeard? Is he doing the right thing, or is he just being evil?
And this is
that's what I want for a character.
And that's
why Aizen's so good.
And not only the fan base, I also want him to split Luffy as well. I don't want like in the Straw Hats. I don't want the Straw Hats to just be like objectively we're right, kill Blackbeard type thing. Like, I want it to be more complex than that.
Kind of like Usopp with Mary. It's like. He was kind of like, no, this isn't justified. He had his own reasons for it. This isn't right that you're just getting rid of them because they're damaged. Well, what I'm saying is like Usopp saying that this isn't right. And it's like, that was a very emotional thing. And that's why people tend to like Water 7 a lot. It's because it's so good, right?
Yeah.
With the dynamics. But if it's just Blackbeard's just evil to be evil, One Piece gonna have to drop some ratings for
and that's effectively what Wano is. Wano is just Kaido being Monster of the Week, and he has his crew, and that's why I find Wano so boring to me. There's no complexities.
That's why Whole Cake was so fun, in my opinion. Is like you kind of just there's
Katakuri was
even though it's
Big Mom's island, she is not the main villain. She is not the main. Katakuri is the main villain of the island because he never even fights Big Mom.
But then that fight with Luffy, like you see development within the fight with both characters.
And Katakuri actually has more character than like Kaido does actually.
Exactly.
And weirdly enough, Katakuri's only in like he's in way less chapters than Kaido is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I feel like I'm more attached to Katakuri than I am to Kaido.
Yeah, that's why I told you that's one of my favorite fights. It's just not just because like they punch, but it's like the themes that go on within that fight and it develops. That's why I love rewatching that fight. And the animation, it got better. Obviously, it looks phenomenal. I love the hockey and stuff, but it's just the themes that go on within that fight is just so entertaining for me.
Yeah. That's the whole reason why One Piece is just dropped, in my opinion, in like value. Like I still do like it. Like I like the concept and like the world of One Piece, but like when it comes to like the actual like itself, it has dropped in my opinion because I can actually look at it at an objective standpoint. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of bad. I don't really like any of the villains. And this is why I really like Naruto, because like all their villains, clear motives, and sometimes like I like a lot of I don't think there's a single villain where I don't know the motive. Like Kishimoto makes every one of their motives fleshed out, and we can know straight, just like, yep, this is what they're doing. This is why they're doing it.
Yeah, that is like I said, other than pacing, that's my one big thing with One Piece that I wish it would change was the villains. Which is why I'm hoping, because Oda said this is the real One Piece now. Hopefully he fleshes out like more of the world government. He fleshes out more of like Emu. He fleshes out more of Blackbeard.
Shanks even.
Well, like Shanks, Blackbeard, and then Emu. I want to see a lot more.
The Revolutionary Army should be more fleshed out. The fact
that they're definitely going to.
The fact that they've been in this story for almost
they've been
as long
sprinkling
as,
it.
Yeah, and we know nothing about.
They've been in there since Logtown.
Yeah, it's like, so bad that we know barely anything about them.
Exactly.
Like, I don't like the argument of One Piece fans to give them time. No, it's just like at a certain point it's annoying. I'm not gonna say it's bad writing. It's not bad writing. It's just annoying writing.
No, like that's
we have
why,
to wait so long. Just
that's
to know
why I said like
someone.
Oda's the epitome of just give it time, and I completely agree with you. I wish they would just flesh out stuff more, but it's like you kind of just have to. It is what it is. Like we can't change it, and fans shouldn't write anything.
No, definitely not.
Especially not One Piece.
But if anything, I think what he can take from Kishimoto is Kishimoto doesn't just in one chapter give you all of Datara's backstory and his motives. He sprinkles it out over time. He's like, oh, this is one thing that happened to Datara here. Here's another moment. Like he gives you over time things, which Oda's had 1,000 chapters to do, and he's just not done it.
Yeah, I agree. But it also goes back to pacing too. It's just like he paces it not that good.
Yeah.
Like he'll have slow chapters where it's like, or he'll have fast chapters where it's like bing bang bong in the middle of a fight, and then he'll have chapters like bing bang bong in the middle of a fight, and you'll have chapters where it's just like dense story.
Yeah.
It's like pick a side, like just give me a little bit over time, and we're gonna absorb it better. One and two, fans are just gonna like it better.
But that's partially why One Piece has gone on so long too.
Yeah, because he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason that Luffy Kaido fight should have been that long. It just kept going and going. I'm like,
yo, true. I
got to a point where I was like, just beat his ass already. Someone win. I don't give a fuck who wins. Kaido, kill Luffy for like in this fucking fight.
Dude, the Luffy Kaido fight on went way too long.
It went way too long. And then Kaido was like, I beat Luffy. And Luffy's like,
Psych.
Luffy's like, I'm out. Kaido's like, I win. Luffy's like, Psych, I lied.
Psych, I lied.
My gear, I go 5.
Gear 5.
And then Luffy like punches Kaido. He's like, I won. Kaido's like, I'm just getting started. I'm like,
and then no,
Devin, that is deadass a line he says.
No,
deadass says, I'm just getting started.
Kaido was drunk the whole fight. He literally did different phases of drunk. He's like, I'm an angry drunk now. And Luffy beats his ass. No, I'm a sad drunk. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing in this fucking fight? I don't care anymore. Luffy wins. I know Luffy wins. Just make him win.
We know how the story goes.
We know that Luffy's not dying on Mono.
No, I kid you not, because like, I know about a little about this, because like on Twitter, like I feel like I've always heard about the Kaido fight. I'm like, this fight's still going on, nigga. Y'all still raising the same fight, nigga. How long?
Luffy literally grabbed Kaido and used him as a jump.
I cannot imagine. Because
Luffy more on the couch goes.
This doesn't sound real.
Tyler, you know how the anime pacing is? Imagine that in the anime, dude.
No, the craziest thing is I got one of my friends in Arkansas to watch One Piece like a year ago, and he's caught up on the anime. And I'm like, what do you think of the pacing? Oh, it's good. I love it. And I'm like, what do you like about the pacing? He's like, I get more experience with One Piece. I'm like.
I'm saying though, like the Kaido and Luffy fight when it gets animated is gonna be their version of what we experienced with Frieza versus Goku. They're gonna experience.
That's literally gonna be the longest fight in anime history. It's gotta be because of how long it is in the chapter. There's like, and then but they're pacing.
Like the thing is, it doesn't. It maybe like if you binged One Piece, it wouldn't feel as long, but it's because it's also weekly and like he takes his breaks. That's why it felt like it was going on so long.
Well, not only that,
and even cut away.
But it's also the way that Oda writes One Piece. It's not just like a fight with a little bit of a break. It's like 2 panels of Luffy fighting Kaido, and then we gotta get like Frankie versus Triceracopter.
Yeah.
It's like, why the fuck we got Frankie versus or like fucking like Big Mom just running around the castle doing shit. It's like, I don't give a shit, bro.
There is an actual chapter of just nothing. There's actually a chapter in one where they just run around the castle.
They do, and
talk. The
only kind of relevant plot is someone's like, there's a fire, and that's it. That's like Chopper or some shit. It's like, yeah, there's a fire. No, it was Yamato.
Are you talking about the virus one?
No, it was Yamato. She's like, it's a fire and it's gonna blow up the island, and that's the only relevant thing that happened the whole chapter. It's like, what are we doing here? I just read 19 pages of nothing.
Wano is such a bad arc. I wouldn't say it's such a bad arc, but like
it's just pacing. It's just paced wrong. Like if you just like honestly, if they animate that fight where it's not as broken up, it's not 1-to-1 for the manga, which they're already animating it now. They're not gonna do that leading into it. But if they would just go back to back, it would probably only be max 10 episodes. If you put all the chapters together, all the like pages and panels and stuff together for just that fight, it wouldn't be as long. Yeah. But it's the fact that they drew it out like two panels of the whole chapter is Luffy fighting Kaido, like at the beginning or at the end. Or it's like you have all this stuff going on and then Kaido's like, now we're getting serious. And it's like, end. Break next week. It's like, oh my god, what are we doing here?
Yeah, as the years go on, I definitely find my One Piece just going down my list. Yeah. Like I realized,
I think it'll go up once you read Whole Cake though. Whole Cake actually is a really well paced.
With One Piece, it is a roller coaster, and I said this on other podcasts. Rewatching One Piece downly is like rekindled my love a little bit for One Piece because like, oh yeah, I'm at Water 7. I've loved Water 7. Yeah. I find certain arcs, I'm like, oh, I love it, and then I hit an arc where I'm like, oh, it's slightly worse, and then it goes down. And like One Piece is definitely a roller coaster in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So like, I couldn't justify it to being my top 5 anymore because like my top 5 has to be my top 5. I gotta love it, just love it. Mm-hmm. I will forever always love the world of One Piece, but like for it to have a roller coaster of arcs, I'm like, okay, I just can't justify it to be my top 5 anymore.
Yeah. Anyways, enough about anime. You guys have your fill of anime, and you got your One Piece that you guys love for some reason. Yeah.
Do they? I don't think anyone ever asked for it.
Didn't ask for it. They asked for it, like the views asked for it. The One Piece episode doing so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got your anime fill. We give you a special extra lengthy episode of season 2 since Tyler's back here. We give you a little bonus here.
Extra.
And if you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully, I did see we gained a sub and lost it. What's the big idea? Was that you? Was that the guy Deven told to sub and you were like, I'll sub, and then you changed your mind? Like, what was that?
Sub back.
No, he subbed and then was like, wait, Deven told me. No, I don't think so.
Then you not biggest soy boy.
Yeah, then you sub then. You sub right now. No, like now, like scroll down and do it.
I was using the force.
Okay, there you go.
he's like, oh, I'll do it later. And so I'm like,
no, I see what you're doing. You're stopping. No, it's literally right there. Go boop, boop. And then while you're there, just like notification bell, like, comment, share, and
click all the links. There. Click all the links in the description. Go back and vote for the best episode. Like, do all that.
You're already there. You might as well do it.
Might as well.
It takes like 2 seconds. Honestly, it's not that hard.
Easy money.
Easy money.
And hey, you! I know there's like a couple of you guys listening on Spotify. Come to the YouTube real quick and drop like something.
We know you like it. Just go like it on the YouTube.
I'm talking to you, Tyler. Not you, Tyler. The other Tyler.
Yeah, you, Tyler. What the fuck?
You know what Tyler I'm talking about?
Yeah, Tyler, please do it.
Yeah, come on, man. It's not that hard.
Tyler Nodison, get back on here.
Drop his government name. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I better see you commenting more frequently.
Yeah.
Or just in general.
And please tell me that you want me back, because if y'all don't tell me, I'm not coming back. On God.
True. He will be here next episode if you ask for it.
He will. he's guaranteed. That's 100%. He'll be back next.
And if he's not, blame Deven.
Blame me.
On God.
It's all my fault.
On God.